This is Dolynny TV, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back aboard, friends, as we get set up for the first Oilers game post-holiday. Oh boy, does it feel sweet. We've had a good couple of days of World Juniors live streaming. I think for any of you that tuned into that live stream back, what was it, on Boxing Day? Canada versus Finland. That set the all-time record here on the channel for largest live stream in the history of the channel. So again, if you did tune in, thank you for being a part of that. But no, today we get to get back down to the nitty-gritty regular season business that is the Edmonton Oilers, the LA Kings today. An afternoon matchup against the LA Kings, a game in which I'm actually sitting at home on a Saturday. Oh my goodness, colored me shock. That should have been color me shocked, not the other way around. So, all right, Joe, welcome aboard. I'm hoping for a good game from the Oilers today as well. Maybe a little bit more goal scoring than we saw out of Team Canada in either of those two games. That'd be a nice little addition to how today's going. It's been a pretty sleepy, slow day so far. Obviously, you know, first Friday of the real holiday season where we got an opportunity to sit back, relax, and enjoy time off. And so far, it's been a good holidays and been a good Christmas, and now we're just waiting for New Year's to get going. Obviously, a little bit of the trifecta there, the World Juniors in there as well. So just waiting for things to get underway with the New Year's celebrations. I think we've got New Year's Eve, Canada versus the US in the World Juniors, and then I got some other stuff going on personally that's going to be really exciting to watch and be a part of as the evening goes on. That said, I hope everybody had a Merry Christmas and we're getting set for a Happy New Year, as we are going to have a really good forecast. I think nothing too cold, right? I think down here in southern Alberta it's been about somewhere around there for minus 10 to above zero all Christmas season so far. So we're not complaining too much down here in southern Alberta this year. I know northern Alberta kind of getting a little bit more snow, I guess. Snow, the roads are a little bit mucked up and stuff is what I'm hearing from some friends traveling over the past few days. So definitely maybe let me know how the weather is up there in Edmonton today. But the Oilers not worrying about that. They're down there in sunny California enjoying things very, very much so today. So they've got the LA Kings today, and then I believe tomorrow the Anaheim Ducks, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go check out that scoreboard rather quickly here and make sure we're not missing anything. Ducks play tomorrow, today at home, and then play against the Oilers tomorrow at home. Another 2 p.m. game. Will I be sitting at home with nothing to do around 2 p.m.? Depends on if my buddy's kid has hockey or not. We'll find out. I know some hockey tournaments are actually going on right now. I think the Ben Stelter Cup out in Ardrossan is going on this weekend on December 31st, New Year's Eve. Unfortunately, we won't be live streaming the Oilers game. We'll have Canada USA, but Utah versus the Oilers will be the Boxing Day game. Maybe we'll go straight into Utah Oilers after Canada versus the USA. Maybe we'll make that happen. But yeah, we're waiting for this one to get underway, friends. Good day to you. Glad to have you aboard here today. It's good to be back to kind of more regular stuff. As I mean, the World Juniors are fun and all, but it's a whole different dynamic compared to talking about our Edmonton Oilers, trying to keep up with the play on the ice, and when it comes to knowing everybody as well, right? So it'll be kind of nice to know the opposition today. It'll be kind of nice to know every single player on our team as well. So that will be an added benefit today for the Oilers. Stuart Skinner starts this afternoon, so that's a little bit of information that might be pertinent to some of you. Skinner goes today, Pickard goes tomorrow, barring anything happening. The Oilers currently in second place in the Pacific Division, the LA Kings in third. The Oilers could create a 3-point separation should they win today, and ultimately win and things look pretty good. The Oilers at a 3.26 goals per game, the Kings at a 3.06. See, the thing is though, the goals against and goals for differential is pretty much the exact same between the LA Kings and the Edmonton Oilers. Today could be the separator in those categories. The Oilers power play, though, operating much better than the LA Kings. They're still struggling down there at 15.9%. Penalty kill is at 81.7 for the LA Kings. The Oilers at 74.7, continuing to creep up out of the bottom tier of the league. They should be up over 75% by the end of the year, should things continue to trend the way they do. As iDog and Michael, good day to you, and Mark as well. As good to see you aboard for the drive. As the Vegas Golden Knights, they won last night. That was kind of the tough part. They were playing the San Jose Sharks. There was a lot of hope there on the stream that maybe the Oilers would be able to gain some ground if Vegas was able to lose against the Sharks. And I think basically Vegas just dummied San Jose instead, so that kind of sucks. But the big quest for the Oilers this year is to finish first in the division. Finishing first in the division pretty much guarantees a 1-2 shot that you have the home ice all the way through the playoffs, or at least into the Stanley Cup final. And for the Oilers, what that means is just hopefully closing out series a little bit quicker, right? I mean, Vancouver last year, you would have loved to close that one out a little sooner. Dallas, we closed it out about as soon as I think anyone expected us to. And then obviously you have home ice against the Florida Panthers in the Cup final, and watch what happens compared to what happened in Game 7 down in Florida. So we'll stay tuned here for what happens the rest of the way home this season. Obviously, we aren't even out of 2024 yet. I know we're past Christmas, but we've still got another 3-4 days to go before we close up shop here on what's been an absolute whirlwind of a year here as Oilers fans. So basically what you need to know today, scoreboard around the NHL. It's a busy day, a total of 10 games. The why don't we have, it's Saturday, right? We should have that Montreal Canadiens Florida Panthers game there. I don't know why that's not showing up. That is kind of weird. I thought that was, oh, there it is. Now it shows up. There's now 11 games. There we go. Sportsnet just lagging out here on me. 4-0 Montreal beat the Florida Panthers today. Kraken Canucks get underway at 2 p.m. as well. So do the Flyers and Ducks, and that's the early action here alongside us and the Kings. Capitals Maple Leafs with Alex Ovechkin returning to chase down Gretzky after breaking his leg. 5 p.m. puck drop between the Leafs and Capitals. Devils Hurricanes, same thing. Senators Jets, same thing on Hockey Night in Canada tonight, which we don't get to be a part of, which is alright with me, as we get Jack and Louie that way guaranteed every time. Rangers Lightning, 5 p.m. puck drop there as well. Blue Jackets and Bruins. Oh, sorry, still fighting the nasal congestion if you've been watching the World Junior streams. If you're wondering what's been up with me all Christmas. Penguins Islanders go at 5:30, and then the Flames and Sharks the nightcap this evening at 8 p.m. So there we go. We will wait to see what the day in the NHL brings for us, but obviously you can already start picking apart some matchups where it would be nice to see some good results from some low standing teams in the NHL today against some teams that we're in tough against in the division, right? If we can find a way to beat, let's say here, let's go to that scoreboard again. You know, if the Kraken can find a way to beat the Vancouver Canucks, you know, if the Sharks can find a way to beat the Calgary Flames, right? Now all of a sudden you're getting it, and you know, Flyers beating the Ducks would always be a benefit to us as well, and then everything else doesn't really matter across the NHL as it's all Eastern Conference anyway. So we'll see what we can muster up here today, specifically against the LA Kings. That is the big question. First off, for the Oilers, they got to take care of business against the LA Kings and go out there and get the job done. So that is business piece number one. Obviously as well, friends, if you missed it at the top of the chat this evening, this afternoon, wherever you're tuning in from, I guess, the Oilers signed Connor Clattenburg right there before Christmas. I think that was actually Christmas Eve or the day before Christmas Eve they signed Connor Clattenburg. So definitely, if you haven't already caught that news, definitely go check that out and make sure you're up to date with what's going on with our Oilers. Victor Arvidsson works his way back into the top 6 today as well. That's another piece of news that I didn't get to last night. Kind of made some other decisions, sit back, relax, and watch some TV last night after a very long live stream, 4 hours straight. Canada, Latvia ending in a disappointing result, but yeah, basically Arvidsson sneaks back up into the top 6 after an impressive performance the other game there. Brutal. Been fighting it all Christmas, but we are surviving. So we are going to see what happens here in this hockey game this afternoon. And it will be interesting if the Oilers come out of the holiday break flying like they have been the past 2, 3, 4 weeks, or if they come out like the Florida Panthers did today and come out with a little bit of a lackluster effort, right? So, yeah, tough situation there for Florida, and hopefully we're not victim to the same exact thing today. Mark, when it comes down to the 5-on-5 goals, to say Ovechkin is the best goal scorer ever, what I'll tell you there is for Gretzky, I don't know, I don't know how to really relate it year to year, right? I mean, back in the 80s compared to the 2000s, I get the straight on 5-on-5 comparison, but for the differential between the goaltending nowadays compared to that's my argument on the reverse side, but that's really the only argument I can make there is obviously Ovechkin's fought through some of the biggest goalie equipment that ever existed. I believe that was between 2007 to 2012 before the NHL really started clamping things down here late in the 2010s. But yeah, no, it's going to be an unreal just moment in NHL history just to kind of have something like that to talk about and make all those comparisons and everything. And that's going to be really the exciting part of it, is kind of how Gretzky did it versus how Ovechkin did it. That's what I'm looking forward to, is once all those numbers are truly in and Ovechkin gets to that big number, whether it be this year or next year, it'll kind of be one of those cool parts where you break down goal by goal, situation by situation, and all that. I'm looking forward to it. But the biggest thing is Ovechkin is back right now, so that's huge as the chase now continues. So, all right, friends, what do we got going here? We are looking to get back on track with the Oilers and Kings here. It's nice to be talking the NHL. They're trying to keep up with the World Juniors is not exactly my strong suit, trying to figure out all these prospects and stuff, but still waiting on word on Alec Regula. He's still recovering from that knee injury right now, so the Oilers still have him on the roster technically, but he's still floating around kind of the periphery of the team at this point. Evander Kane, we're expecting him a acquisition before the trade deadline sometime in there. That's kind of the plan for the Edmonton Oilers, at least at this point, as far as the last updates I've gotten. So for the Oilers, if you've missed what's been going on with this team, 21-11-2 this year, by the way, going into Christmas and now coming out of Christmas to face the LA Kings. Stuart Skinner, 13-8-2 record with 1 shutout and a .285 goals against average and an .895 save percentage. Honestly, can't fault him at all at this point. He's really started to respond well this season, and you start winning those many games compared to losses, it's going to start working out for you in a good favor. And obviously Stuart Skinner, 15 games with points for the Oilers compared to 8 games without, so don't mind that at all. And that save percentage with a good performance today continues to climb towards .900. Darcy Kemper in net, probable for the LA Kings. I assume he probably starts 8-2-5 record this year, .234 goals against average and a .911 save percentage. So even though he's had stellar numbers compared to Stuart Skinner, he's still got an 8-7 record technically. I know that's 13 games with points to 2 games without, but still the win-losses straight up is pretty eye-opening there for Darcy Kemper here. As I'm just looking at the stats for Mr. Leon Draisaitl this year, 52 points, 24 goals, absolutely dummying it. Connor McDavid with 34 assists. And then we've kind of read all about where we're at here at this point. I know Patrick put together a little bit of a team stats update there for you yesterday on his video edition. So definitely, if you haven't checked that out here sometime during the game, go find some time, quiet time to go do that. Bucks, welcome aboard. And Joe, mom's trip for the Oilers. Do the Oilers usually do well when the folks are present? Yeah, I think they actually do. I think they have a pretty good record here the past 2 or 3 years over the moms and dads trips. And for the last mom's trip, I think there was one to, it was either South Florida or else California. I can't remember exactly, but I believe we did well. I mean, we've been doing pretty well outside of the months of October, November over the past 2, 3 years at this point. So keep that in mind as well. The Oilers have been pretty stellar at going out there and doing a pretty good job of winning hockey games, game in, game out. So we'll see what we can do here. And obviously, Chris Knobloch's now starting to be one of the longer tenured coaches in a little bit here for the Oilers. Dave Tippett survived quite a while. Jay Woodcroft survived a little while, but Chris Knobloch sounds like he's going to probably, if the Oilers continue to produce the results the way they have and get out of the tailspin earlier and earlier every year, Chris Knobloch might just outcoach his contract. That doesn't happen in Edmonton, does it? We'll see. We'll see ultimately kind of how the results go on this mom's trip, but you would assume for the Oilers things are going to go pretty well if they come out of the Christmas break with a little bit of emphatic effort like they had towards the end of the Christmas break, right? You look at the Oilers' record here the last little bit. If I just go over here, just to recap you what the Oilers have been doing over the past several games. I know things weren't so pretty earlier on, so we won't look at that, but for the Oilers, in the month of December, lost 1-0 against the Vegas Golden Knights, 6-3 against Columbus, 4-2 against St. Louis, 2-1 against Tampa, 7-1 against Minnesota, 6-3 against Vegas, 6-5 lost to the Florida Panthers, 3-2 win over the Bruins, 3-2 win over the Sharks, 3-1 win over the Ottawa Senators. So you look at that, the Oilers in their 2 losses have been combined outscored by 2 goals, a total of 7 goals against, 5 goals for, and 2 losses. That's a pretty productive ratio right there, even though you're losing. And then everything else, the winning has definitely come into fruition. That's why the goal differential is so much better for the Oilers than it was, even if you want to say back in the month of November, where, you know what, the Oilers didn't do terrible in November, but they also weren't winning near in as many bunches as they did in December so far, right? You look at the December schedule, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 victories so far, 2 losses on the ledger for the Oilers. If you go back further to our last loss in November, you've got an 11-2 record prior to the last loss. So that's pretty incredible since right around when it turned around last year as well. November 20-something, around that, Thanksgiving time for the United States, kind of that week there. Since November 23rd, the Oilers are 11-2. So keep that in mind. It's kind of the same idea as last year. The Oilers going on the streaks and maybe not winning 16 in a row, but look at how that rolls out for the Oilers. You will go 11-2. Suddenly things start rolling in a positive direction, especially considering at that point you would have been 10-9-2 on the season. So the Oilers have changed their fortunes quite substantially here over the past month. And looking forward to seeing them close out the calendar here in December doing the exact same thing. So see what they can accomplish here. And Mark, when it comes down to things for the Toronto Maple Leafs, Alex Nylander, Mitch Marner, and the crew that will be without Austin Matthews probably most of the season at this point, I'm going to assume that they're going to kind of probably at some point just decide to shelf him for playoffs, kind of Vegas Golden Knights style, because, I mean, Matthews just is struggling to stay healthy this year. And at what point do you just use all that money to load up in the LTIR pool, right? So one would assume for the Toronto Maple Leafs that would mean other guys, the bigger guys on that team, the other parts of the core four start stepping up. I know John Tavares has stepped up substantially compared to maybe where some people thought he was at his career last year, which is good. Obviously, John Tavares is a player who, I mean, could have wrote a very different legacy staying in New York, but decides to come to Toronto long term, and it just really hasn't resulted in many results yet, but still a pretty big piece of the Toronto Maple Leafs legacy over the past few years. So be interesting there as well to see if the Leafs can do something this playoff season to say, pause that thought, if they do shelf Matthews and he comes back in the playoffs and dominates for them there, healthy and all. let's do this. Sorry, my apologies. Still dealing, like I said, with that nasal congestion, but yeah, we are getting set for game action here, friends. Just about 5 minutes away from the broadcast, flipping over to Mr. Gene Principe, getting us going for today's Oilers game. McSorley, good afternoon to you. And, well, Joe as well, talking about Darnell Nurse. He's been a hot topic here over Christmas. I think Mark Spector wrote a glowing piece from what I can understand of it. Haven't had a chance to read it yet, but looks like Mr. Darnell Nurse is starting to gather some fanfare here in the Oilers media circles once again, as yeah, the Oilers definitely, you add in Evander Kane, you add in the fact that the offense is starting to come around, you make a transition from Derek Ryan and Matthias Janmark on the fourth line center role to somebody like a Nick Bjugstad once again on that fourth line, somebody with a big frame, soft touch hands to make those passes in tight, bird those goals in tight, and, you know, add in an extra goal a series that you're not counting on. I know Derek Ryan might score a goal in the playoffs you're not counting on, and Matthias Janmark, same thing, kind of a guy that might show up for one series, but Nick Bjugstad, I mean, we saw what he did for the Oilers their last 2 years ago. I would love to have Nick Bjugstad back in the Oilers lineup on that fourth line role. Watch for that video to be coming sometime here this weekend as we talk about maybe adding him back in, but yeah, we'll see. As Evander Kane is going to be a big addition as well, and the Oilers will have to make some tough decisions with Jeff Skinner. That's all that's going to come down to as well. When it comes to Patrick Maroon coming in for another run, I believe he's in Minnesota, or no, he's in Chicago nowadays. I don't know how long he signed in Chicago for. That's the only problem. I think he's there on a multi-year deal. Give me a second. Pat Maroon, let's go look this up over quickly on Sportsnet. Actually, he's a UFA this year, and he's on a $1.3 million contract. I just don't see how Patrick Maroon has anything left to really give the Oilers overall when you're already going to be adding in Evander Kane. That would be what I would be saying, because when you look at it for the Oilers, you've got Podkolzin, you've got Kane, you've got Nuge, you've got Janmark on the left wing already. Yes, as an extra forward in case of injury, I guess, take in Patrick Maroon, but do the Oilers necessarily have the cap space to add him? I guess that would be a good question. That's probably realistically what it comes down to for the Edmonton Oilers. Here, friends, just give me a second here. I forgot to do this, so I'm going to see things go a little wonky on the coloring here on the broadcast. Bang, just like that. That looks a little bit more human, a little bit less shiny. There we go. That looks a little bit more correct to me there. Sorry, I forgot to add up the actual lighting filters I use here in the studio. So there we go. That looks a little bit more better, as you get a little sneak peek behind the scenes of how I do everything here on the videos, typically speaking. So you kind of see what we were at a few seconds ago in terms of the screen versus what we're at now. Just simply a little bit of camera tricks right there for you. So yeah, we are currently waiting for the game to get back to the broadcast portion, as obviously tonight it's a 2 p.m. puck drop against the LA Kings. No World Juniors action here on the channel today as we slow back to Oilers coverage for the time being, just to catch up with our Edmonton Oilers for today, and then we go to see what the World Juniors schedule is tomorrow. Maybe we should double check that, as the Oilers play at 2 p.m. and maybe we find a way to do an Oilers and what do you want to say, Canada back-to-back double header tomorrow. Sunday. Where would I find that? Yeah, so Canada versus Germany at 5:30 p.m. So yeah, maybe we do Oilers and then double head it with the Team Canada squad for the World Juniors, who shouldn't struggle against Germany near as much as they struggled against the Latvian side last night, right? That's not going to happen again. That's not a possibility. Sure, absolutely sure it's not. As we get towards the 2 o'clock hour now, friends, Gene Principe just about to welcome us into Crypto.com Arena, if it's still called that at this point, for the LA Kings, as we get set for today's NHL action between the Oilers and the LA Kings. Thank you for hanging out in the pregame portion. Appreciate you being alongside for that. as I know it's a sleepy Saturday afternoon between, basically between the holidays of Christmas and New Year's, which means a lot of folks have stuff going on. So appreciate you hanging out and making the chat go easy, and see what we can do here to get the broadcast started as the Oilers graphics hit the screen, and you love to see it as we get lit up for what'll be a good hockey game today. Obviously, the Oilers desperately need a good result coming out of the holiday break. Florida Panthers already guilty of sitting there on the Christmas turkey and taking too much time off in the hockey game and losing 4-0 against the Montreal Canadiens. So they're showing off some highlights there of the cup winning teams. Gene Principe looks relaxed, looks refreshed, and looks really ready to go. The hair's flowing, the hair's all gelled up, and he looks ecstatic to be back for the Oilers. I can't hear what he's saying. He doesn't really have many props. Maybe he does. Of course he has props. 100% he does. He has a Christmas gift in hand as he pulls out the first one. What is this? The great one. So 4 Stanley Cups in Edmonton traded to, I don't know why we're talking about the great one, but I'll talk. We've already talked about Wayne Gretzky once on the broadcast. Why not a second time over here? As Wayne Gretzky, obviously a legend for both teams, and the Oilers having eliminated the LA Kings the last 3 years in the opening round of the playoffs. That's more or less what we're trying to avoid by winning the division this year, is just not having to face LA in the first round. Looks like we got some briefs as for Gene Principe there. He got 3 pairs of Hanes underwear. Good job there, Gene. Good Christmas. That's a solid Christmas. Hey, if you got some deodorant for Christmas, you absolutely won, especially if you got the brand you use. Just saying. The Oilers sitting in second, the Kings in third place as we get closer and closer to trade deadline time. Obviously, it just seems to be week by week is going by fast here. And for the Oilers, the more you climb the standings, the better off we'll be. A wireless charging stand. Victor Arvidsson, 123 games, or 123 points in 161 career games with the LA Kings. 95 points for Warren Foegele in 231. Foegele, who has about the same haircut he always has, suiting up for the LA Kings today. Forgot about that. Our old friend Warren Foegele. We'll see if he scores. No. He will score against the Oilers today. Don't you worry. Mark my words. Warren Foegele will be one of the goal scorers in tonight's hockey game. If you're looking to place a bet, that one's almost the best, safest one you can make. Foegele up there with 15 minutes and 48 seconds time on ice this year, shooting 11%. And he's got 18 points in 34 games so far for the LA Kings. So a little elevated ice time this year has done him well. So you'll love to see it there for an ex-Oiler enjoying sunny California. It looks beautiful in California today. Everybody's out in shorts, and well, there's people out in long sleeves. I don't know what's going on in LA, man. They are a confusing city sometimes. They're 20 degrees and they're wearing winter jackets, and then all of a sudden it's 25 degrees and they're wearing nothing but a tank top. So don't ask me how that works down there. I've been down there a couple of times, and I mean, as a Canadian going down there in January or October, it is just absolutely amazing to feel the sun on your skin and actually have heat coming off the dang thing. So yeah, friends, we are just about set to get things going as the Oilers and I was going to say Golden Knights, but LA Kings are about set to get things going for action today, and we should be able to see the Oilers hopefully come out of the holiday break with a victory. That would be absolutely huge if we could. More wins we get today for the Oilers in terms of, say, goal scoring, in terms of goaltending and defense, the better off we are going to be. Again, friends, thanks for being aboard. Definitely appreciate you hanging out. Yeah, we're set for game time now. We'll have the anthems, and then we'll be ready to rock and roll with the game action. I'm going to take a quick second to check things out here on the back end of the stream, as we're just going to do some calculations and see where we're sitting at as we go to right there. We are rocking and rolling. We've got a slow start to the stream, but that's what I was expected for a holiday stream, right? We're sitting here in the Christmas season, New Year's season, trying to get through what has been a rather quiet year around Christmas time as we get the anthems going here for the game at Crypto.com Arena. Hannah Davey has the anthems for the LA Kings this evening. as we start with O Canada. Obviously, the Oilers on the road in LA this evening, this afternoon, whatever it is. The World Juniors have scrambled my brain, friends. That's truly all it comes down to, as we are rolling close to a puck drop here. If you're just tuning in, we are a few moments away from puck drop at this point, as the Oilers just sitting on the bench getting ready for this one, and then the LA Kings are going to try and do a little something here to spoil what has been a good month of December for the Oilers. It's the first meeting between the Oilers and Kings this year, and a big matchup that's going to start determining kind of where these Pacific Division standings get to for the Edmonton Oilers. The big thing is you got to start winning these games against the LA Kings. That's ultimately what it's going to come down to this year. You win the games against the LA Kings, you probably can win the division, as long as you kind of split things with the Vegas Golden Knights and take care of business against absolutely everybody else. So we are just rolling through O Canada here on the broadcast. O Canada up and done now. And we will transition over to the Star Spangled Banner and the last anthem of the afternoon before we get things officially up and done here for the Edmonton Oilers here in today's pregame portion of the broadcast, as we are ready to rock and roll with the Star Spangled Banner now. And the delays in the pre-games always kill me. It's 2:06 already. Eric, good evening to you. As glad to have you aboard from the Vegas Strip today. Like I said, we were just talking about Vegas a moment ago, right? And we got to split things with Vegas. But tonight, the first matchup of 4 where we got to try and win multiple games this year against the LA Kings. In fact, 4 of them would be a beautiful result if the Oilers could take care of business that way. That would be huge as we continue through the Star Spangled Banner, and we're just about to game action. Sorry, friends, I don't know what I was doing starting the live stream at 1:35. I usually start about on 1:50, so I've kind of talked myself silly at this point, but we are just about set, as Mr. Zach Hyman should be a little bit more healed up. I haven't seen a shot of Zach Hyman yet, but I'd assume he looks a little bit better than maybe he did earlier in this month after taking the puck off the nose, as we are just about up and done the anthem here, and we are just about set for puck drop here. Play-by-play is going to be so much easier today, being able to use player names instead of Latvia, Finland, and we should be good to go there. Feldbergs, though, friends, if you're looking for a goalie in the Quebec Major Junior League, is what I'm hearing, Feldbergs is your guy for Latvia right there. So we are just about set for puck drop, my friends. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you today. Thank you for hanging out with me on a Christmas Saturday, right? This is the Saturday following Christmas at this point, so everybody's still probably doing the family things, probably doing the hanging out, just enjoying holidays, time off work, and well, we get some Edmonton Oilers hockey while we're at it. So here we go. Let's get this going, as Stuart Skinner is going to get into the pipes tonight for the Edmonton Oilers. 13-8-2 record, 285 goals against average, 895 save percentage this season. A good victory here tonight. 2 goals on 30 shots would really go a long way to improving that night in, night out. Darcy Kemper, 8-2-5 record, 2.40 goals against average and 909 save percentage. Not sure where Sportsnet was getting their stats on their website, but that seems a little bit different compared to what we were looking at. Draisaitl draws into the face-off dot against Philip Deneau, and here we go. Let's get this done. Deneau to the far side, wins it back for the defense. It'll be clapped in by the LA Kings around behind the net. Stuart Skinner out to play the puck near side for Brett Kulak, starting alongside Darnell Nurse. Nice one-touch try there for the LA Kings. Couldn't quite get it in front, and here's Draisaitl fishing it out to the middle of the ice for Podkolzin. He mishandles the puck. Kings quickly transition back across the line, looking around the right wing, trying to drive to the middle of the net. Cut off there by Victor Arvidsson that time, former LA King, as the shot ripped on net by Lafreniere. And that will be a stoppage in play for Mr. Stuart Skinner, who makes his, I think, second save of the game, if I'm not mistaken, on that shot. So top line remains unchanged. And let's see what we can do here with the new third line. Kasperi Kapanen, Adam Henrique, and Connor Brown getting things going here for the Oilers today. As Off the draw, the Oilers push it backwards to Evan Bouchard, who's reunited once again with Mattias Ekholm. We'd seen some different combinations. The shot fired from out wide misses the net for the Oilers. Foegele picks it up. It's quickly cut off there by Bouchard. And this is a really low angle inside the LA arena today. For some reason, feels very low to the ice. And it's kind of messing with my brain compared to what we've been looking at the World Juniors here over the past little bit at the Canadian Tire Center. As this one's flipped back in by the LA Kings to Mattias Ekholm. He'll bounce it along the boards offside. No, the LA Kings didn't touch that puck. I thought they, on the bounce back inside the Oilers zone, had touched it. Instead, Evan Bouchard gets out to the middle of the ice looking for Connor McDavid. Instead, down the right wing to Zach Hyman, who just strips Anze Kopitar of his stick. That's a pretty good power move there from Zach Hyman, who's still out there wearing the bubble for the Oilers. Kopitar down the right wing, fires in behind the net. It bounces off the end of the net. Now Kulak able to make the strong play along the boards. Nugent Hopkins not able to come up with the puck. Gavrikov fires it from the point, and that will be the second shot of the game for the LA Kings, as the Oilers not looking so strong here to begin action today, as they're going to flash back to some highlights here for Warren Foegele as an Edmonton Oiler over his career, showing off some big time goals against, I don't know, weaker opponents. Warren Foegele only ever scored against bottom 16 teams in the NHL, because that's the only highlights they ever showed. Is here we go, face off now to the far side boards behind the net here. LA Kings coming in front, tapping it to the side. Kopitar couldn't slam it home. Back to the blue line, the shot not coming from the point as it goes down low again, and the Oilers will quickly transition out of the zone here. Hyman looking over to Nugent Hopkins, instead flips near side corner, hoping to start McDavid in on the puck. Held up there by Kempe. The Oilers come pushing through though. Hyman definitely working hard there along the wall. LA still comes up with the puck nonetheless, as Kempe will roll around near side dot inside his zone, get it to the far side boards, and cleared out by the LA Kings until Mr. Mattias Ekholm cuts it off and starts up Connor McDavid on the attack. Nice defensive stick there by Gavrikov. Fired back down into the Oilers territory. Nice play by Stetcher to get it going in a positive direction as Perry helps it out of the zone. Jeff Skinner still on the fourth line here for the Oilers. Slapped back in by the LA Kings. Perry chasing after it near side corner. Helped along Stetcher to the far side for Nurse. Nurse up the middle to, here's Janmark now down the right wing. Sorry, Janmark, nice move. And then I think just one of the LA Kings players, Edmondson, threw Janmark into the net, knocked the net off. And they're going to talk things over about maybe being a little bit on purpose there. But yeah, interesting goal right there. Is not sure what we're looking for right now. Is that play right in front for Foegele, maybe a possibility to score a goal or something? As we're watching here right now is a nice cut there by Ekholm. That's for sure a good defensive stick. And then Janmark getting pushed right into the net until it's off its moorings. So here we go, 17-14 to go here in this first period of play. We're zipping along already to start the hockey game today. Podkolzin scrambles up a face-off for the Oilers. The LA Kings ultimately win it. They're going to fire it down the right wing, hit a body there. It'll be quickly played over to Kulak, who goes up to Arvidsson. Arvidsson looking to make the play a little bit hesitant there and ends up losing the handle to the LA Kings, who come back the other way as they'll work up the middle of the ice, tip it in, and it actually tips sideways right in front of the Oilers bench, where both teams now start scrambling this one up as the Draisaitl guy there, he made that play over to Arvidsson rather quickly. I didn't expect him to actually make that play quick, but again, Arvidsson just worked off the puck by the LA Kings, and here's Kulak to the far side boards trying to poke it along for Ty Amberson. 16.5 minutes to go here in this second, well, I don't know where I'm even going. Just gotta laugh at yourself sometimes. I've been struggling all Christmas here trying to actually breathe while talking here with the nasal congestion. So LA across the line. Let's reload here as the shot comes in from outside. Nice save on Byfield there by Stuart Skinner. Back to the blue line, loading up again. The shot coming from the point goes wide of the net. Far side bounces off the referee. Stetcher over near side now for Emerson. Will go to the middle of the ice and load up an attack here for Henrique alongside Kapanen and Brown. Kapanen an immediate dead giveaway at the blue line there to the LA Kings, and that forces the Oilers back inside their own end. Bouchard skating around behind his own net, leaves it there for Henrique, who helps it along to Stetcher, who gets it back over to Bouchard, and out of the zone we go. Here was Kapanen down the right wing, looking to make the play again, a more stable one this time. Brown gets the puck from him, gives it right back. Kapanen skating around, now circling the top of the zone, fires the shot through traffic, goes off the glass and wall there. It is fired around behind now for the LA Kings, who will try and exit the zone as the puck goes into the benches. Give me a second here. I'm going to try and blow my nose and breathe a little bit more again here. Is struggling to try and survive to this week. All right. Seeming like I should be a little bit better off here. 15-18 to go here in this first period of play as the LA Kings go along the wall trying to get it forward against the Oilers. Forechecking pressure. Nice work there by Zach Hyman. Of course, I should have known it was Zach Hyman getting that good work going as Nugent Hopkins back to the blue line here. Ekholm keeping it alive again behind the net. Now McDavid circling out back in front to the top of the slot here now at the point. Working around, shielding off the man. Nugent Hopkins back to the blue line. Shot from Bouchard through traffic. Just kind of hits Kemper. And now it'll be worked here by LA to the far side. Looking to get out into the middle of the ice. Nice play by LA just to kind of find an area inside the Oilers zone. Play by Bouchard to get it up, back, going in a positive direction. And here's now Ekholm trying to drag through the linesman and into the LA Kings zone at the same time. 14:25 to go here in this first period of play as LA works up along the wall. They get into the middle of the Oilers zone and now coming near side as this one comes back across for Emberson. Emberson fires the shot. It's blocked there, and now this is going to be parried back to the blue line. Kulak far side trying to get this going as it'll be now Jeff Skinner coming onto the puck. The fourth line rolls after the first line, and here comes LA getting some line changes going across the line. Nice play by Byfield to find it into the corner and kind of allow the Oilers a little bit of a scramble. They ultimately do come up with it though, and here's Kulak jamming it inside the LA zone. That won't be icing. Thankful move right there. The camera's a little bit too blue there. This one's going to be coming back across the line. The white balance a little bit off there for the camera in the corner there in Crypto.com Arena today. And the shot fired in by LA. This game has really not had much action at all. Both teams, I think, taking the holiday break a little bit too seriously here to start this first period. Is here's Podkolzin down the lane. The first real good look on net for the Oilers. A shot and a save made by Kemper as Podkolzin came cruising down off a pass from Mr. Leon Draisaitl, and the Oilers really have made some good plays. McDavid kind of got stapled along the wall there. He got up immediately though, and then looked over and said, really? That's how we're going to do things here tonight? But we're rolling in what's been not a bad game so far today. At least the Oilers aren't down. That's the big thing. The first shot of the game didn't go in the back of the net. We'll take that as a positive for us as we go here to just double check something as well again. Okay, we're looking all right. We're pacing all right here, friends. On a sleepy Saturday afternoon, things are looking all right in the back end as for some reason that Latvia-Canada live stream is coming alive here over the past little bit. Not sure why, but I guess maybe Latvia's in action right now against the U.S. We could check that score here, maybe possibly. We could find out what's going on there as more junior hockey. Let's see what's going on there with the World Junior Championships right now. The U.S. is up 1-0 on Latvia after one period of play. Is there a real possibility that Latvia could win the tournament? I mean, that seems ludicrous, but let's be serious here. Latvia has come in with a good effort to start against Canada, getting that win, and if they can take the U.S. to the brink, oh my goodness, the theatrics in the tournament that could be happening are absolutely unreal. Latvia would have 2 wins, the U.S. and Canada only 1. The group would be absolutely unstable, so I would love that little bit of chaos if we could get it. as we now go back to the Oilers game. Commercial break up and over. Is this play from Drysdale just kind of leaving it there pass, and good work there going. So you love to see it. Mikey V, hey bud. Good to see you in the chat there. Playoff beard going in December. We're going to get this going all the way until about March. Maybe even shave it off right before the playoffs for the NHL. This thing's going to buck all the way through. I'm just going to enjoy it. It's feeling good. It's not irritating me. It's actually staying very nice and tame, not going wild. So we'll enjoy the heck out of it. As Drysdale's trying to load up a face-off here. Linesman finally talks something over with one of the Oilers defenders. And the Oilers are going to get the puck one back. The shot off the draw. Nice shot by Arvidsson. They queued up the one-timer off the draw, and Arvidsson wired that thing. And the save was rather made easily by Kemper, but still a hard stinging shot as it got Kemper up in the throat area, actually. Interesting. 13-12 to go here in this first period of play. Drysdale gets it going now again off the face-off. LA is going to scramble it up and fire it out into the neutral zone, all the way back into the Oilers zone. Nice little play to the far side there by Lafreniere, trying to get that one going down deep behind the goal line for the Oilers. Fiala fishes it out back to the blue line. The shot through traffic goes wide of the net again. The Oilers have doubled up the LA Kings in shots. 4-2 here to begin tonight's action with 12:45 remaining in the first period. As shaving off the playoff beard in June, that sounds like a good plan as well. This one across the line, Drysdale dragged himself offside, so he had to rework it back to Nurse as Drysdale gets it back in time to just about freed up Podkolzin driving down the left slot. Unfortunately, a puck just hopped over top of his stick here. Bouchard hammers it in to the LA Kings zone. I thought maybe he was going to try and wire that on net, as that was a good-looking slap shot there from Bouchard. Kind of got the full extension on it. 12-12 to go here in this first period of play as Ekholm goes around to the far side corner. Ekholm battles it forward now for McDavid. Tap play there to Hyman. Hyman sees it dancing around in the middle of the ice behind him. As it was poke checked there by the LA Kings. Oilers fired in near side boards. Hyman can't squeeze it. Bouchard can. Bouchard having himself a quiet good game here as McDavid pushes to the middle. Hyman fired it up over top. Puck comes back in front. The LA Kings quickly grab it on their stick and fire it out of the zone. It's coming near side. Kopitar is going to challenge Bouchard. A rather weak shove there from Kopitar. Sees the Oilers come up with the puck. Here's McDavid across the line looking to dart. Leaves the puck there for Bouchard. Goes into the corner for Hyman. Hyman, of course, wins the battle. Keeps the puck alive for the time being inside the LA Kings zone. McDavid and Nugent Hopkins got tied up. That allows the Kings to come back 3-on-2 the other way. Nice play by Ekholm. Getting it out into the neutral zone. It's going to be fired in by LA. It'll be picked up by Evan Bouchard as the Capitals and Maple Leafs do action at 5 p.m. if that tickles your fancy at all here tonight on Hockey Night in Canada. Brown down the right wing, chipping it down into the corner. He'll go around behind the net, looking to battle this one here near side. Kapanen now on his another shift here tonight after that last one wasn't so productive. It'll be tapped inside the Oilers zone. Is that nice and call? It is against the LA Kings with 10:47 to go here in this first period. Not much happening here. Both teams enjoying a little bit too much food maybe during the holidays. A little bit slow moving to get the action going here in this hockey game. Not that it's been the worst pace I've ever seen, but the Oilers not quite maybe as on point as they have been at times here throughout the past month. As this puck's flipped out by LA into the middle of the ice off the face-off inside their own zone. Nice play here as they dance around. Chanot getting inside the corner here against, I believe, Emerson, as Emerson just kind of swallowed him up there as this one comes back now to the far side as Henrique will play it to the near side for Emerson. Emerson across the line over to Brown. The shot on net. Rebound. Scores. Kapanen taps it home. What a beauty play. And if that's what this new look third line wants to do, they are going to have a lot of success. Kapanen on the wide shot by Brown from the wing just goes straight to the net and scores the goal. Honestly, that's how you score goals. I think Mikey V and I would agree. We've yelled that one a few too many times watching minor hockey, and I'll tell you, that was a just beauty shot by Brown, and Kapanen right there on the doorstep just sweeps it home, cleaning up right in front, and Brown picks up another point as I mean, Kemper really should have had that in the glove, no? I think it just kind of fooled him, and then Kapanen just swept it home. That's a beauty of a looking goal there for the Edmonton Oilers today, as Kapanen's 5th goal this season for the Oilers. Stetcher around to the far side, gets it out of the zone as Brown and Emberson doing the honors of getting the assist here today. So Emberson picks up another point. Brown picks up yet another assist as well. And 10 minutes to go in this first period. New look first period as the Oilers have the lead 1-0. Rolling around in the zone. Here's it's Jeff Skinner. I always get confused by that. I don't know what it is about that number 5. Is a nice play in front, looking for the back-handed tip of Corey Perry. Was Matthias Janmark in front. Just couldn't quite replicate the same success of Brown and Kapanen. But there you go. We have started the game as Kasperi Kapanen scores the opening goal for the Oilers. That's a huge one for us, as you love to see it, as Kasperi Kapanen, his 5th of the season, his 4th as an Oiler, I should correct. He had one with the St. Louis Blues before he was waived. But I mean, Connor Brown, Ty Emberson picking up assists, the third line getting a goal after being united for the first time. That's a pretty important one for us. So I like the looks of that. I like how that all transitions together for what could be a really good hockey game if the Oilers just kind of keep the LA Kings at bay inside their own zone most of it. So, friends, we've reached 20 hours watched on the stream, so we've got a good chance here to get towards that 100-hour mark here today. As I know it's a sleepy Saturday afternoon on the holiday season, so I do appreciate you hanging out and spending your time with me. I know some of you have maybe nothing better to do like me today, but some of you also have a lot of things to do and you're just poking in to say hi, so do appreciate that. We're rolling along here today. Not a great rebound by Kemper, and Kapanen makes him pay. Yeah, okay, so somebody else did see that. I was going to say I was not thinking that it was a great play by Kemper by any means, and that actually is exactly what some other folks are thinking, so that's good. It has been absolutely unbelievable to watch Latvia at the World Juniors here this year. I've seen some reaction to what they've done against the U.S. here today as well. Latvia, I mean, friends, if you missed that Canada versus Latvia game, you missed a heck of a hockey game yesterday. It was unbelievable watching Latvia do what they did to Canada. Obviously one of the largest upsets in history at the World Juniors. And, here's Kasperi Kapanen now trying to upset the LA Kings' home performance here to begin their next calendar schedule following Christmas, as the Lafreniere firing it in for the LA Kings. And your side, Fiala will look to make the play to the middle of the ice. Deneau is going to have it tapped off his stick, so that'll allow Arvidsson to get out to center ice. And what a strong play there by Arvidsson. You know what? He's been knocked off a puck already once today, but he has made 2 strong plays on the last couple of shifts here. You like to see it, including that one-timer. And how about that one-timer right there? 88.1 mile an hour shot from the top of the zone for Arvidsson, who is starting to feel it following that little performance there he had on the top line alongside Mr. Connor McDavid and Zach Hyman the other game out, as Deneau to the far side will tap it into the corner. Here's Nurse chasing after it. 8:57 to go here in this first period of play as LA gets back to the attack, as they'll go into the corner. Kempe looking to make the play, rolling off the checks of the Oilers, as this one will be picked up quickly by the Oilers. Darnell Nurse transitioned out by McDavid and Hyman down in behind the goal line of the LA Kings, as Nugent Hopkins goes chasing after it against Andrei Kopitar. There was one time where Kopitar and Nugent Hopkins were the number 1 centers for the Edmonton Oilers. You got to remember that, as Nugent Hopkins now a number 1 left winger for the Edmonton Oilers, and sometimes not even capable of producing the results that maybe he should up there. But he has had himself an up and down season so far, and hopefully in 2025 things only are up for Nugent Hopkins. I'm hoping the best for what will be a lifelong Edmonton Oiler. 8:10 to go here in this first period of play. Hyman cuts a pass off at the blue line. Nuge was still deep in the zone, so that's going to allow the Oilers to set up an attack. The shot, though, from Ekholm out wide on the far side point. Swallowed up that time by Kemper, the 7th shot of the game. And a big save there for the LA Kings, who They have not gotten into second gear here yet today, and the Oilers starting to look like they might just be in second gear. So interesting that the Oilers aren't the team that's taken a slow start to the game. I mean, both teams started the first 8 minutes slow, but things have picked up here for the Oilers over the past four as Emerson near side boards is going to guide it down to Kapanen. He was swallowed up. Henrique plays it back down low for Brown, trying to win a battle. He does in behind the net. Brown's going to come back to the near side blue line. Emerson, the one-timer, through traffic. Kapanen looked like he might have got a tip on that. Actually, as this is going to be a battle won by the LA Kings against Troy Stecher, and then Stecher cuts off the pass across the slot area, and the LA Kings have to go behind the net to try and get this puck going as Emerson's kind of frustrating his opponent. And coming out of the corner, Quinton Byfield just scored a heck of a goal, a roof job on Stuart Skinner. That one is tough. The LA Kings looked lifeless here throughout the first 12 and a half minutes, for the majority anyway, and Quinton Byfield just fires one top shelf on Stuart Skinner to make it a big ol' now 1-1 hockey game, as I don't even know where he came from, honestly, as he just kind of outskated, I think, Connor Brown behind the net and just kind of pivoted around Connor Brown. Brown went to the outside, well, inside actually, and Byfield kind of eluded him, stole the puck away, and came out of the corner. I don't think Stuart Skinner even knew Byfield. He saw him the whole way, but just kind of let off the post. Guilty of getting to the center of the net a little bit too quick. 7:25 to go. We're back in an even hockey game. 7-4 the shots. The Oilers got to start making some shots count here if they're going to be giving up goals on every 4 shots today. Because, I mean, I don't know how many shots the LA Kings are truly going to get in this hockey game either. Is Brett Kulak, a nice little play, almost got the turnover inside the LA Kings zone. Now Jeff Skinner chasing around trying to get this play going. As here across the line, the Kings load up the shot. Save made by Skinner goes out of play with 6:56 to go here in this first period of play. That's tough. I mean, the Oilers were playing pretty much the perfect coming out of the holiday break game, being up 1-0 at that point, and then they just kind of get beat to a puck inside the end wall in their own zone, and Byfield makes them pay. That's, I mean, all around just kind of sucks. So 6:56 to go. Plenty of time for the Oilers to ramp it up a little bit more here. Byfield's 7th goal this season, so not like he's been tearing the cover off the puck. But, of course, Warren Foegele, death taxes and former Oilers getting points against the Oilers, gets the assist, the primary assist that is, on that goal, as this puck is going to be played up near side. LA into the middle of the ice, cut off there by Victor Arvidsson. Turnover to Kevin Fiala. The shot on net, turned aside by Stuart Skinner, and was that one just completely missed wide? I'm not 100% sure. That was a wicked release there from Fiala. Either which way is Podkolzin across to the far side. The Oilers looking to make the quick play. Here's Podkolzin tapping it along the wall now for Draisaitl skating alongside Darnell Nurse in front of him, as the Oilers just slow things down and go off for a line change. Everybody goes for a line change. Really slow afternoon when both teams allow for a line change, just because neither team wants to play the puck. That's interesting to see. Is this going to be battled along the wall here? Hyman goes to the far side. Picked up here. It's tapped along the wall as it'll come around to the near side for the LA Kings to clear the zone. Back to the Edmonton Oilers. Matthias Ekholm inside his own zone as it'll be picked across the line quickly by one of the Oilers. Who is that? That's Nugent Hopkins. Sorry, my eyes are deceiving me here. As the LA Kings broadcast seems to have zoomed out a little bit here on Sportsnet as the shots fired towards the net. Save is made by Skinner. Traffic in front was Kopitar falling down in the crease. And we will have a stoppage in play with not much time remaining here in this first period of play. We got only 5 minutes and 32 seconds to go. Max, welcome aboard. Mountain, welcome in as well. Glad to see you aboard from Scotland again today as we go here to check things over one more time on the live stream, just cautiously. There we go. Things are looking good. Things are looking good. I'm going to quickly take a second to go grab some water, friends. I'll be right back, and we'll keep going here. All right, let's rock and roll. Water refilled. We should be good to go for what will be the rest of this first period. The Oilers, they started hot, right? That Kasperi captain goal looked good. Things were looking awesome. And then, all of a sudden you just don't quite compete hard enough on a puck in your own zone. And it ends up going into the back of the net. So, looks like as well, the Colorado Avalanche and the Nashville Predators have completed another trade as UC Parsonen is headed to the Avalanche and Andre Pavel is headed to the Nashville Predators. Again, I don't know what's going on here, but there's been a ton of weird trades this year in the NHL for some really lesser than big name talent. And I mean, I think it was kind of shocking when you saw Scott Wedgwood get traded around out there, as I think that's highlights of some Edmonton Oilers out there skating for the holiday break, getting out on the ice. As let's see where we're at here, friends, as get this going as the face-off at the Oilers' left-hand dot in their zone. Off the end wall, picked up there by Connor Brown is out of the corner. Here comes back to the blue line. The LA Kings to the far side. The shot loading up here. LA kind of bobble on it. The shot through traffic blocked in front. LA only has 5 shots, so do the Oilers only have 7. So it hasn't exactly been a stellar first period from either team, and myself personally fighting the nasal congestion, I'll tell you that. As the shot through traffic steered away by Stuart Skinner, it goes into the far side boards. Just even watching the level of compete in this hockey game is kind of questionable at times, as the puck's directed down low by the LA Kings back to the blue line. It's worked out there by the Oilers, but kept in by the LA Kings, and that puck bounced off glass and out of play. So that's where we're at right now. 4:50 to go here in this first period, and there's not much happening so far in tonight's action. Been a sleepy, slow afternoon here today anyway. That's Mikko Rantanen. 10 games, 18 points this year, longest active point streaks. Brad Marchand, 11 games, 14 points. Connor and Leon, 9 games, 20 and 18 respectively. And it's actually Leon that's got the 20, not Connor. I know what you were expecting, but we're going to have this face-off inside the Oilers zone to the right of Skinner, this time on the right-hand dot. This will be one back by Arvidsson, who's featured pretty heavily in this game already today. I've seen him out there quite a bit for the Oilers, and he's been noticeable almost every time he's on the ice. It's down the right wing. He's going to fire a shot towards the net. Another opportunity for the Oilers, fired towards the net, goes off a body, out of play, and in to the screen. So we will have another stoppage with 4:36 to go here in this first period of play. Chris Knobloch not exactly impressed with today's action so far, I'm sure, but not necessarily the worst. Jim Hillier, the head coach for the LA Kings this season, following up his debut in the playoffs there with them last year, as this one across the line, kept on side. Draisaitl loading up Arvidsson again, and that one goes again out of play off a block shot. With 4:27 to go, Victor Arvidsson is just looking to absolutely rip pucks on net and almost necessarily hurt Darcy Kemper out there. He's already stung him up high with a puck earlier on that one-time effort off the draw. So interesting to see if the Oilers just keep pounding pucks on net, as Arvidsson's up to 46 shots this year now. So I just got to take the glass off. They're playing head games with me. As 1 goal, 1 assist, December 22nd against Ottawa for Victor Arvidsson. He had himself a heck of a hockey game there, as this will be picked up again by Draisaitl. Draisaitl looking to make this play across the blue line. He leaves it there for Nurse, the one-time shot on net. Scrambled in front. Arvidsson, the rebound, right into the on-waiting glove of Darcy Kemper. And I am telling you, little by little, all I am seeing is Darcy Kemper out here and about tonight. Or Victor Arvidsson out here and about today. Darcy Kemper is making the saves for the LA Kings. That's the one reason why we don't have a couple more goals from, say, maybe Victor Arvidsson. He's had a couple good looks. He certainly has. 4:12 to go here in this first period. Zach Hyman looks a little bit more normal today. I'll tell you that much. Just got that first facial look. As here's the shot from Evan Bouchard from the blue line, and 4:07 to go in this first period. Another save for Darcy Kemper, his 9th of the game. He's already up to a .900 save percentage again, despite the early goal against to Kasperi Kapanen. So we continue along here now to the near side dot for a face-off inside the LA Kings zone. Zach Hyman was about to turf Mikey Anderson to the ice here following the opening attempt at this face-off, as this will be Nugent Hopkins trying to win it back as the puck bounces around a couple times off the draw, and the LA Kings ultimately have it. Coming out of their own zone to the near side, the puck is flipped up on by Gavrikov. Gavrikov across the line trying to play this one here. It'll be battling for the Oilers, where they will make the outlet pass now to Hyman. Hyman gets it through. Hyman right in on net. Backhand attempt is stopped in front, and then McDavid couldn't handle the pass from Hyman coming out of the corner. Good looking shot there for the Oilers, but unfortunately nothing really happened there as Kempe will fire the shot towards the net. It goes wide, and that's been the other side for the LA Kings today, is they just haven't been able to hit the net so far. And we'll have a stoppage with a high stick against the Edmonton Oilers, I believe. So we will have a face-off coming inside the Oilers zone, as that was a good look there. Ekholm, a beautiful pass and strong play by Hyman to get it past Anderson, and then a blocker save for Darcy Kemper, and then McDavid just could not handle the pass. I don't know why, but that one was just stopped there, and the pass comes in front for McDavid, and it just bounces off his stick. So 10 goals in the last 9 games for Zach Hyman, 3 in his first 20. So you look at it there, 13 goals in 29 games for the former 50-goal scorer. That suddenly starts lighting it up a little bit here for the Edmonton Oilers, as 31st career multi-goal game for Zach Hyman against the Florida Panthers. Another shot from the LA Kings here trying to get things going. It'll be worked out now down the ice by the Oilers. Elizabeth, I think I missed you earlier, but howdy, welcome into the stream as the Kings fire it back to the blue line. Nice play by Emerson to get it down low. Corey Perry tries to kick it in front. Is this going to work now near side for Corey Perry to maybe throw a body check? Yeah, the Oilers actually just threw a hit in a hockey game. Color me surprised on that one. Is 2:50 to go here in this first period of play, coming back the other way. The LA Kings across the line. The shot loading. Stuart Skinner the save. We'll have a stoppage in play with 2:45 to go here in this first period of play today. Is things zipping along here in this first period. Actually, I thought things were kind of dragging there for a moment, at least in the first 10 minutes, but this last 10 minutes have been working their way along, and here comes the third line, the goal scoring line for the Edmonton Oilers here tonight, as Adam Henrique out there will see the face-off to be redone, as the LA Kings will give the puck back to the official, and we'll see what happens here off this face-off. Is drawing in is Connor Brown, of course the third line on the ice for the goal against as well, so tough in that regard to some degree, I guess you could say, as this will be Connor Brown drawing in for the draw. Is this one forward by Kapanen briefly, the shot fired towards the net, as this will be now the LA Kings firing it going down low into the near side corner. Byfield trying to get to the middle of the ice. Nice play, backhand shovel there by the LA Kings to the middle of the ice. Now the puck deflects around a couple of times, and the Oilers third line could not figure it out, and I think I know who scored. Warren Foegele looks lit up by his teammates, and death taxes and former Oilers scoring against the Edmonton Oilers in their next game against them. Warren Foegele has 2 points tonight, 2:25 to go in this first period. You could just sense it coming from the opening face-off, and that puck just bounces around a couple times, and it's Foegele who just pokes at it. Realistically, that's how he ended up scoring the goal. He just poked at the puck, and it loosely takes a couple deflections to the back of the net, and I don't exactly know how that maths out, but that's the way she goes. So Melvin, good day to you as well, as we're down 2-1 here late in the first period. What I do know is the Oilers are characteristically the team that gets a late first period power play, and by the way, characteristically also score on it late in the first period. That's what we're hoping for here. Is now behind the net, Ekholm around to the far side for Podkolzin. We got less than 2 minutes to go here in this first period of play. Draisaitl turns the puck over. Nice scoop away there by Ekholm, as it'll be Bouchard up the middle now for Draisaitl. Draisaitl looking to make the pass across to Arvidsson. He just instead fights through traffic back to the blue line for Bouchard. The shot loading through traffic. Save made by Kemper, and that was only 89.5 mile an hour there by Bouchard. As here's LA and on the attack, getting back against Bouchard. He was able to make just a quick stand there and get in the way play to defend against the LA Kings with a minute 26 to go here in this now, yeah, first period, winding down a 2-1 lead for the LA Kings. Connor McDavid on the ice. He's been quiet tonight. Zach Hyman hasn't been, but Connor McDavid has been. We've gotten offside by the looks of it with a minute 13 to go. 10-9 the shots for the Oilers, but LA has started storming back in this hockey game. They've kind of owned the last 5 shots over the Oilers, I'm pretty sure. So 2-1 the score now in what has been a couple of bad goals against for the Oilers as a complete 5-man unit and a goaltending situation. Is the Oilers just, yeah, you need to stop, but you also need to pay attention to where the puck is out on the ice and make better plays with it. As Brett Kulak in behind his own net will bounce it off the boards here to McDavid. As nice deflection play there by Hyman. McDavid dragging in the middle, spinorama. As again, the LA Kings drive a player off the net and the play's still going on. And yeah, tough go there for the Oilers. On that one is Nugent Hopkins this time instead of Janmark earlier gets driven into the net. Net pops off, and that's where it's at. As Vinny, it is Stuart Skinner 2 goals on 9 shots, but the tougher part is for the Oilers is on both goals against, they've just been discombobulated and not really managing the puck too well in their own zones. So definitely, yeah, coming over the holidays, you expect a sleepy game, but the Oilers need to wake up here a little bit here. We looked like we had it figured out in the first half of the period, but this last half here, since the 8-minute mark, has really belonged to the LA Kings. It's been a problem. As with 44 seconds to go, the Oilers will try and set up a face-off inside the Kings zone here, as it looks like maybe McDavid and Draisaitl will take a shift together here to close out the period, as indeed they will. Byfield in the draw against the Oilers. The linesman signals, hold up a sec, as here we go. Draisaitl will now draw in. One back by Byfield, fired to the near side boards. Bouchard can't keep that puck in. 38 seconds to go. Another icing call against the LA Kings. So here we go. The Oilers have to feast here. They have to make the Kings pay a little bit for kind of what's been happening here. Here's the chop there, and it goes... What the heck? That puck just kind of straight arrowed into the back of the net. As that's a... Again, whenever you poke check a puck into the net, it's going to be a weird goal, but yeah, definitely a weird one there for Stuart Skinner and the Edmonton Oilers by Warren Foegele. 29 seconds to go. I'll tell you, I bet you he never scored a goal like that for the Oilers. Just kind of randomly poke checking a puck and then end up in the back of the net. So here's Foegele back on the ice for the Oilers. It's lifted up sky high, as that'll be a Tanner Jeannot chasing after it now. The Oilers trying to get this one going through the middle of the ice, picking across the line. Draisaitl over to Bouchard. 7 seconds to operate with here late in this one. As it comes back down low, McDavid throws a little bit of an elbow there. The shot from Bouchard, save made. And, well, Kemper steals the show to some degree in that first period for the LA Kings. The Oilers do finish with 11 shots on goal in the first period. And Victor Arvidsson, a one-timer that caught him up high. I didn't know if he was going to continue, but he indeed does. And it's been a wild first period. Both teams didn't look like they were interested in playing hockey for about the first 4 minutes. Then the Oilers really picked up the intensity and ratcheted things up, scored a goal, and got things going here in the middle part of the period. And then about at the 8-minute mark, things started changing, and the LA Kings started coming in waves. And that's ultimately 2 big chances inside the Oilers zone where, I mean, Connor Brown makes a bad pass to the puck, and Byfield comes out and fires the puck, and then Warren Foegele just randomly pokes a puck in the slot that ends up in the back of the net. So yeah, we'll see what happens here, friends, but I believe the Oilers are far from done tonight. I'll say that. Again, the Oilers have a lot more jam in them than we saw in that first period, so we're going to see what happens. But I'm going to take a quick break to go grab a bite to eat and grab a bathroom break. I will be right back. All right, let's do this here. We are rolling along for the, what is now first period intermission. Doesn't seem like we really got there that quick, but yeah, you know what? We're in the first period intermission. It's been a little bit of a sleepy game at times for both hockey teams so far, but also not necessarily the worst hockey game for either side. Obviously, the LA Kings are happy to be up right now, 2-1, but for the Oilers, there's plenty left in their game that isn't going to say that we're going to be in trouble. So hopefully things are good to go here in a matter of moments for the Oilers to really get back to action here in this second period. As of course, to no surprise, a former player scores against the Oilers. That just seems to be the trend always, always the trend. And there are some calls out there on social media right now talking about Adam Henrique being the third line center. Maybe it's time to move on from that again. I don't know if Adam Henrique is the long-term solution there, but I think he's the solution maybe this year, probably. So, but what you know is that Nick Bjugstad is one heck of a name to keep an eye on for the Edmonton Oilers. I'll tell you that. I want Nick Bjugstad back bad when it comes to getting him in the lineup for this year's playoffs. I know he's kind of been not necessarily the best this season for the Utah Hockey Club. He's kind of been just kind of ho-hum kind of deal. So if you look at it, 8 points in 27 games played, 12 minutes, 51 seconds time on ice, 9.3 shooting percentage for Utah. So not like he's been absolutely thriving there, but it is where it is at this point. And yeah, so we'll see what happens here for the Oilers, but right now it's just a period where you wish you would have done a little bit more in that first period. So it'll be interesting to see if the Oilers can respond with a little bit more effort here in this second period. Sorry, friends, just trying to catch my breath at this point. The nasal congestion absolutely killing a guy here this holiday year. But yeah, as we are in this intermission, I guess to recap the scoring, it was Warren Foegele getting 2 points for the LA Kings in that first period. That's really the way I'd like to phrase it. Former Oilers scoring against the Oilers. Who would have figured? As Warren Foegele scores his 10th of the year, that's what gave the LA Kings the 2-1 lead. Jordan Spence and Quinton Byfield the assists. Quinton Byfield from Warren Foegele and Brant Clark. So both Byfield and Foegele working on a multi-point game. Kasperi Kapanen from Connor Brown and Ty Emberson are the players that end up rolling up a goal for the Oilers to begin action tonight. It's Kapanen's 5th goal of the season. And realistically, another assist for Connor Brown, which we'd love to see. Ty Emberson now up to 4 points on the year as well, so he continues to chip in a little bit of offense on the back end for the Oilers on that third pairing role. The Oilers still have 3 more goals in them, I'm sure, today. Hopefully, that's what we're hoping for. But again, you kind of look at this Edmonton Oilers squad and kind of where the points are coming from this year. It's been an up-down, topsy-turvy one where really, Victor Arvidsson, if he can have a couple more points tonight or do something in the way of getting some points tonight, 3 points in fact, could very well find himself a double-digit point scorer for the Oilers this year. But Kasperi Kapanen now up to 5 points for the Oilers, so you like to see that. Ty Emberson up to 4. So the depth guys that have played more than 11 games are starting to get up past that 4-5 threshold, which is nice to see. But the middle part of the lineup here, Corey Perry, Vasily Podkolzin, Brett Kulak, Adam Henrique, Victor Arvidsson, like I mentioned, Jeff Skinner, and of course Matthias Janmark. Connor Brown picks up point number 15, so he kind of moves into a dead tie for what is 6th in team scoring at this point. So the Oilers have plenty to do here, as they still have to figure out kind of the depth scoring situation this year and figure out how they're going to do that. So they got to keep things rolling here. Obviously the Oilers still have few more minutes here in this intermission. They just did the interview on the broadcast with Warren Fogle. And as well, I really don't know necessarily what else to mention here today. There really wasn't much at all in that first period of play to really talk about, outside of the Oilers had a good stretch of about 5-6 minutes in that period, kind of from when they scored the goal to when they hit the 10 shot mark, and then things settled up from there. I guess really to say what are the stats after 20, I guess that'd be a good update there as well. As the Oilers in tough here against the LA Kings, at least in this first period. Now, do the LA Kings look world beater today? No, not at all. The Oilers actually hung tough with the LA Kings. They're out hit 2-1 in this first period, but still have 4 hits in the game, so that's impressive enough in and of itself. And then you have 15-11 the face-offs for the LA Kings. Again, that usually is an issue for the Oilers against the Kings. They seem to out-face-off us pretty well. 7-5 the giveaways for the Kings, so maybe an opportunity to get going. And the LA Kings came committed to get the job done today in this first period. They did block 6 shots compared to the Oilers only blocking 2, so keep that in mind as well. We'll see if the Oilers can figure out something there to do in terms of possibly winning a little bit more face-off battle, blocking a couple more shots from the LA Kings, but you're not going to block many shots if they're poke checks from the middle of the slot, right? What was that from Warren Fogle to score that goal, and then as well when they're just coming out from the corner like Quinton Byfield did and scoring big goals like that. So hopefully for the Oilers, a little bit more cleaner of a period, and away you go. We should be ready to rock and roll for what should be more productive second period upcoming, at least I figure at this point. It certainly can't be worse for the Oilers. Well, it can be, but you know what I mean. It shouldn't be worse for the Oilers coming out of the first period of hockey following Christmas at this point. So we are going to look here to see. We're rolling along. We are potentially going to wrap up grand total of 50 hours before this second period comes to an end, friends. So thank you. Like I said, it's been a sleepy holiday so far this year. I know I did mention off the top of the broadcast we set the all-time record for biggest live stream here on Dolynny TV for the Canada-Finland game to kick off Boxing Day and the World Juniors. So thank you if you were a part of that and you're just tuning in now and didn't catch me saying that earlier. But at the same rate too, it's a sleepy time of the year where, I mean, hockey's not necessarily where you are concerned, because for the Oilers, what they do between Christmas and New Year's isn't going to make or break the season. I know the one year there where the Oilers came alive with Kyler Yamamoto being called up for the game against the Rangers and that whole hoopla game, that was a game that was a little bit of a turning point for them. But again, at this point, the Oilers are 21-11-2, so it's not like they're in desperate need of that one big victory between Christmas and New Year's, or 3 straight during Christmas and New Year's, which changed the whole complexion of the year. No, the Oilers are a much better team this year at Christmas than they have been most of the past several years. So for us, that bodes a little bit of who cares. And I understand that even from my own perspective, is if this game wasn't at 2 p.m. today, I don't know if I would be sitting at home by about 5:30 tonight to live stream, or I guess it would be 8 o'clock to live stream a game and actually stay up and watch the whole way through. So that's just a little bit of honesty at this point of the season, where you have to reality check yourself sometimes, right? As we continue along here on the intermission, if you are just tuning in, friends, Kasperi Kapanen, his 4th goal with the Oilers. Good job there, scoring the rebound goal from the Connor Brown shot from out wide. And Quinton Byfield, Warren Fogle combining for 2 goals together to put the Oilers down 2-1. That's where we find ourselves now solidly here at the end of 20 at Crypto.com Arena. The Oilers now credited with 10 shots, the LA Kings credited with 9. So keep in mind that not like the LA Kings weren't necessarily right there with the Oilers, but it was kind of one of those situations where the Oilers could have had a little bit more if shots hadn't been blocked near as much as they were by the LA Kings. So we'll see what happens. We'll stay tuned. We'll hopefully see the Oilers have a much better effort here in this first period to play, but we're waiting for these things to get underway here. As we get going here, I'm looking at the World Junior stuff. Looks like Latvia is still a popular choice today. Actually, how is Latvia doing? I know it's kind of the, what is it? It's the, oh, yep, here we go. Classic Sportsnet broken. It should be the end of the second period or close to the second period there for Latvia and the United States in World Juniors action now as we go scrambling down here low. Looks like the Syrios, okay, there's some AHL action going, okay. On OHL action, U.S. is up 3-0 over Latvia in the second period, so that's what I figured. I figured the U.S. would probably be able to roll up Latvia a little bit better than Canada today, not just because obviously Canada really didn't score goals, but just because Latvia is on the back half of the back-to-back and coming off that emotional high that was that win against Canada. You know how it works in hockey, and Latvia kind of failing to produce the same results here, so all right. We will see what happens here as we come back to action, as they're asking the Oilers how often they talk to their moms, as Matthias Janmark, maybe once a week, as Calvin Picard's like, I can't call my mom enough. Love that lady. As Troy Stetcher, not enough. That's fair. Here we go. Let's get this going here. The mom's trip for the Edmonton Oilers this year, down in California between LA and Anaheim. We'll have the face-off at center ice. They're going to start Arvidsson, Draisaitl, Podkolzin once again here to begin the second period, as they did there in the first, as Kulak will draw in on the back end, probably alongside Darnell Nurse for a second period straight. The lineup remains the same to start the period. Here we go, face-off down, and Deneau wins it back. The LA Kings continue to control the face-off dot, but there's Podkolzin getting a sneaky steal off the stick of Arvidsson. Podkolzin driving around the net back to the blue line. Here's a little bit of jam from the Oilers. Arvidsson spinning around a shot in the slot, can't get through, and now he plays it down in the far side corner for Draisaitl. This is a little bit of burst of energy we haven't seen from the Oilers all game. Started there with a good stick of Arvidsson, who I'm telling you all game so far has been all around it, and the Oilers just forced the LA Kings to ice the puck as well. So 25 seconds to go, or gone in this second period, and the Oilers will roll out Connor McDavid on the ice here, following up a strong shift from the second line. Face off now for McDavid. He's going to take it to the near side, and with help from Hyman, shot fired down low. McDavid's on the ice after taking a little bit of a bump off the draw. Here's Nugent Hopkins battling there for the puck. He's going to lose the battle. Hyman helps win it though, and regrouping at center, the Oilers will fire it in around the boards. It goes down to the near side now. I think that's Brant Clark battling for that puck for the LA Kings, as into the corner it went, and out in the neutral zone it pops, as here come the LA Kings back the other way. Fiala in on net, driving, save made by Skinner, and then the puck comes rolling around near side boards. Back to the blue line, Kopitar's got it here, as he'll play it back to the high point for Anderson. Shot, save made by Skinner. Was all of a sudden starting to make a couple saves here to begin this second period. Like I said, the Oilers maybe saving their best for the second today, as Ekholm will fire the shot off the glove of Kemper. And I don't know what's going on with that glove of Darcy Kemper today, but pucks have popped out of there. 2-on-1 for the LA Kings. Can't convert there were Kempe and Kopitar. And here coming back the other way now, Nurse is going to headman across to the far side for Hyman, as the Oilers' first line decides to go off for a line change. And that forces Darnell Nurse to have to come down and pinch to support Zach Hyman in the offensive zone. Ultimately, the LA Kings, though, miss a pass, coming back the other way, ice the puck for the second time in the period, and we've already burnt off a minute 41 of this period. So that is where we're at, as this puck goes across to the far side, and they just couldn't quite tap that one home, as 18-19 to go here in this second period. Puck's battling along the near side wall. Around to the far side it goes, as both teams jam up in the far side wing inside the LA Kings zone. Captain trying to battle there alongside Jeff Skinner and Adam Henrique. Where's Connor Brown? Is he a little shooken up or something maybe? 21 goals from defensemen, tied for second most in the NHL for the Edmonton Oilers. That's positive news. We like that. See, I love the goal scoring from the defense. Everybody says, oh no, if the defense needs to focus on defense. Well, we're tied for second in goal scoring, and we are 21-11 and 2-1 season. So just saying, 17:48 to go in the second period. There's something to it. As there's David Riddick sitting on the bench there for the LA Kings as well. Old big save Dave and the stick flip and all. As Alex Turcotte, second career multi-point game versus the New York Rangers on December 14th. The Kings win the face-off following the offside, rip it into the Edmonton Oilers zone. LA in behind the net will get around to the near side for Corey Perry. Perry's battling that puck back to the blue line. It was LA that forced it down deep instead, and they're just tying up here along the boards now. Fogel's got the puck, poking away at it again here towards the slot. Don't like to see that as this puck's stolen away. It'll go back into the middle of the ice, and now starting away is Matthias Janmark. Janmark fires it down low. 17:16 to go here in the second period of play as both teams continue to battle, as this will be fired to the far side wing. Kopitar trying to get there, as that will be a battle won by Emberson for the time being. He ends up coming away with it on the second effort from Byfield. And this is going to come back now near side, as this one is Emberson across to the far side, picked up. There's a penalty up coming to the LA Kings, and we'll have a stoppage in play with 16:52 to go here to allow the Oilers to go to the power play and generate maybe their first couple of great chances of this second period. So the Oilers moving their feet a little bit more here in this period. We're going to see what they can do on the power play here now, as Emerson comes through the middle, and it's just a little bit of a skate on skate by Lafreniere, and then it ends up becoming a hip check as well because of the contact skate on skate. So we will go back now to the offensive zone for the Edmonton Oilers as they'll attempt to get things going here in the face-off dot. Connor McDavid, 5 power play goals this year. He hasn't scored a ton of goals overall this year. I think about 15, 16, 17, something like that. As Draisaitl wins the draw back, they're going to redo the face-off inside the LA Kings zone. That was, I thought the Oilers might have been able to win that one, but instead now what do we got going here? Connor Leon draw him back in. They're going to reset the clock back to 2-minute power play and 16:52 as McDavid will come in to take the face-off draw. And this is going to be a face-off between Kopitar and McDavid as McDavid pushes it down deep past Kopitar, and Hyman trying to come up with that one freely. Is this going to be a nice keep by Bouchard? Hyman down low to McDavid, back into the slot. Nugent Hopkins buries, baby! What a shot right there from Nugent. He loves scoring against the LA Kings. He scored a couple over the past few years in the playoffs, and that was patented. Nugent Hopkins from the slot firing it home. 16:40 to go here in this second period, and the Oilers have leveled the game at 2 just like that. Don't worry about it. Nice keep by Bouchard. Good battle won by Hyman. He goes into the corner for McDavid, and then Nugent Hopkins, low blocker on the goaltender Darcy Kemper. You love to see it. Nugent Hopkins is absolutely elite at shooting low blocker. Death taxes and low blocker Nugent Hopkins as well. Scoring the goal is 16:39. We're back in it, tied at 2 here. Nugent Hopkins, 7th of the season on the power play for the Oilers, assisted by McDavid and Hyman. So McDavid keeps his point streak going now at 10 games this season, straight at this point of the year. As that is one for sure, as we will see what happens. As David, that was a short power play goal. Short time on the power play to get that goal corrected. As yeah, that was a huge goal for the Oilers. And here's Draisaitl across to the far side, loading up the one-time shot there again from the point. That one coming from Troy Stetcher. As here's now Victor Arvidsson rolling across to Darnell Nurse. Stetcher looking near side again for Arvidsson. The Oilers continue to keep things rolling following that power play. Stetcher keeps it on side, down low to Draisaitl. Put Colson in there to try and win a battle. The Kings kind of a little bit on their heels here on this next shift following the power play goal by the Oilers. Kulak, the shot through traffic, goes up over top of the net. Arvidsson trying to win the battle against much bigger defender for the LA Kings, and ultimately the Kings will work it out and fire it down the wing inside the Oilers' territory to the far side, though, picked up by Emerson. Emerson, who drew the penalty for the Oilers, back on the ice here. Kulak passed through the middle to Adam Henrique, who's still got Kasperi Kapanen and Jeff Skinner on his wing. So I don't know, maybe Connor Brown blamed for those 2 goals against a little bit by the Edmonton Oilers head coach Chris Knobloch, keeping his players accountable, as this one's going to be flipped now into the Oilers zone along the wall there, picked up by Adam Henrique. Play there to Kapanen, over to Jeff Skinner. Skinner will drag it over to Kapanen. Not necessarily the quickest pass in the world. 14:49 to go here in this second period of play. Behind the net, the Oilers will see the Kings work out into the Oilers' territory on a tip. It goes to the far side for Stetcher. Stetcher will play this one quickly. The shot fired right there. Save made by Skinner with 14:35 to go in this second period of play. The LA Kings get their 11th shot of the game, so shots and saves pretty much dead even here for both teams. There's a nice play there by Bouchard. I mean, he kept that puck on by a matter of inches, and then Nugent Hopkins, you knew it was coming. Right from the slot, right in that area. He does not miss often, and he tucked it home to score the goal that makes it 2-2. As Nugent Hopkins has 4 goals and 10 points in his last 12 games, starting to heat up here after a rather slow start to the season. So 14:35 to go. Draisaitl back out there on the ice here alongside Corey Perry. So I don't know what the Oilers are doing here with the lineup, but it looks like they're going to turn things over a little bit here on this Draisaitl shift here, trying to get Draisaitl maybe a little bit of time that he otherwise would have on that power play had it not been so fast. A bad backhand pass there kind of turns things over in the slot, and Stuart Skinner makes his 12th save of the game. So both goaltenders with 12 shots against, 10 saves on the ledger, 2 goals against, and 14-17 to go in this second period. Give me a second here again, friends. I'm just going to go take a second and try and blow my nose, as the playoff round history for the Oilers versus the LA Kings here recently has been pretty good. As here we go. Face off for Connor McDavid against Andrei Kopitar. Kopitar wins it back. McDavid out there now with Nugent Hopkins and Hyman again, as that combination lit up that last goal for the Edmonton Oilers. Coming across the line, Nuge with the puck here will come back down to McDavid. McDavid back to the blue line. Ekholm across to Bouchard. Bouchard steps around the check, and he kind of gets taken out there by a weird check there by Kopitar. Kind of a holdy kind of play, as that one ends up hopping on to Stuart Skinner. He makes the save. And now Ekholm wants a piece of Kopitar for pushing around Bouchard, and Bouchard wants a piece of Turcotte, as both teams kind of start scrummed up here a little bit following that whistle. You like to see it. A little bit of action in the crease there in front of Stuart Skinner. Never a bad time, friends. 13:49 to go here in this second period. The Oilers have found a way to get this one back even on a Nugent Hopkins marker, and one that was a pretty beautiful shot. Low blocker on Kemper. It's been a goal scorer's game so far for each team. Quinton Byfield with a beauty. Warren Foegele with just the perfect poke check in the slot. Kasperi Kapanen with a cash in, a rebound off the pads glove area of Kemper from Connor Brown and Ty Emerson. So Kapanen and Nugent Hopkins, your goal scorers there for you, Chris. But things have been going well for the Oilers here in this second period compared to that first, but that's also how it started in the first period, technically speaking. I'll be right back. I'm just going to go quickly run upstairs and refill the water bottle. Got distracted talking. My apologies. You know me. That's what I do. The Oilers trying to get this puck across the LA Kings line. They can't do it. 13:35 to go. What, I missed 12 seconds? It's all good. We are going to get back to action with Bouchard with the puck inside his own zone, trying to get it through the neutral. A turnover to the LA Kings here. This is going to come back down inside the Oilers zone again, as LA is still trying to jumble this one up. The top line getting run around a little bit here by Gavrikov. The shot from the point, save made by Skinner, who's now up to 14 shots on the game, starting to settle in this afternoon as Hyman looking to make the play. I did say Skinner, a 2-goal performance on 30 shots would be ideal today. So obviously he's halfway there, or thereabout at this point. 12:55 to go here in this second period as LA across the line out of their own zone, back into the neutral, carrying in Fiala into the Oilers' end. Shot one-time opportunity there. Big save on Lafreniere by Stuart Skinner as this puck works back to the blue line again. Fired around the far side and ended up hopping into the neutral zone. Nice stutter play there by Arvidsson to set up Podkolzin, who rips a shot up over top of Kemper. Puck left down low by Draisaitl, cut off by the LA Kings, back out into the neutral zone. Emerson around to the far side for Draisaitl, leaving it in the middle now for Arvidsson, bouncing it off the boards. Podkolzin has it left there for Draisaitl again. The Oilers just doing those little drop passes all game long with his second line. The shot from the point, I believe that was Emerson trying to get one through traffic, as here's now picking it up. Nice play by Kulak, cross touch pass there by Podkolzin to get it to Draisaitl. I mean, this second line of Arvidsson, Podkolzin, and Draisaitl has been absolutely electric today. They don't really have the results to show for it, but they have been absolutely unreal. LA now credited with 15 shots on goal this game, so yeah, Skinner's halfway on his way there to where I was hoping he would be by the end of action tonight. As this one goes to the far side boards, the Oilers trying to scramble it up, kept in alive by Skinner and Stetcher at the Kings blue line. Now a big hit there along the wall, turned over by the LA Kings with thunder coming from Kapanen. This puck will be worked now near side to Darnell Nurse inside his own end. A nice little board play there to Stetcher. And the Oilers just third line trying to get going here, as I haven't seen much sign of Brown lately, as this is going to be picked up by the LA Kings. Dance into the middle, denied by Stuart Skinner. You'll love to see it, as that was a huge little play there by the LA Kings to find time and space in the Oilers' end. Puck comes flying through the middle off a glove of an Oilers player. Henrique trying to come up with this puck, skating it up to the neutral zone, banking it off the boards for Skinner. Skinner can't get it across the line, and it'll be picked up now by the LA Kings coming back the other way. Third line still out there. Actually now, never mind. I see Connor Brown. He's out there with Matthias Janmark, so maybe a little bit of something to try and rejuvenate Connor Brown after a couple poor defensive performances on goals against. Another shot through traffic hits Stuart Skinner, goes in behind the net. LA just firing pucks from the blue line in all hopes that puck will just go randomly in the net like it has a couple times. Backhand opportunity, save made by Stuart Skinner with 10:15 to go in this second period. Skinner's all of a sudden come alive in this second period. 8 straight stops. As Joe, I can't believe we're still making that joke here in the year 2024. Thought we were done with that in 2023. What are we doing? But we are rolling along here tonight, friends. We're now halfway through the hockey game, just like that. It's 3:30 in the afternoon here, local time in Alberta. And we're just about to see the Oilers maybe score another goal here. Is a nice face-off win to Ekholm. Far side pass over now. Hyman out there. Why I say another goal is the last goal-scoring trio is on the ice right now, as this puck works to Kempe near side. Nugent Hopkins doesn't make it exactly hard on him. He has to get it going back to the blue line as Bouchard over to the far side, as it goes now for Ekholm, as he'll work it along to the middle of the ice, trying to connect to Hyman. Couldn't quite do it, as this will be worked now to Kempe again. Ekholm bats it down low. Near side, Hyman plays it to Nugent Hopkins, sliding it up the boards. Kempe cuts it off, and Ekholm will see it worked there by Nugent Hopkins back to his own near side face-off dot as they try to work up through the far side. Nice connector pass to Bouchard. The one-time opportunity doesn't go through as it bounces out of the zone as he just kind of rolled up on that. And do we have a stoppage in play here? As Nugent Hopkins ended up down on the ice, Bouchard stopped, and I don't know if we missed something as, Kemper's helmet exploded there on that play by Bouchard as he kind of rolled into that, and it drilled him up high actually. That's why Kemper's been hit kind of in the collarbone area a couple of times by the Oilers today, so interesting to see that helmet pop loose finally this time. As we go to commercial break here quickly, friends, continuing along on the stream here today. Thank you for spending your Saturday with me. Again, I didn't know what we were expecting here on the channel today, but, well, everybody's showing up, everybody's showed out, and we are approaching 60 hours on the stream today, so there's a chance that we could hit that 100 hours here on the stream. That usually is what we target during the regular season. Kind of once we get past trade deadline, we go up to 200, but right now we're rolling along and just hanging tough in what's been a pretty good hockey game so far for the Edmonton Oilers. Is, you know what, Tony Brar doesn't even say it on the Nugent Hopkins marker. That's interesting to see. Normally he would, but he didn't say it. As we're looking forward to placer-ups. Oh. Yeah. Looks like USA has scored another goal. They're up what, 4-0 or whatever. I don't know what it is, but Feldbergs is having himself another game as well. So Feldbergs for Latvia. If you're looking for a goaltender of the future for your NHL franchise, I'm telling you right there, Feldbergs, based on that performance, has stolen the show at the World Juniors. Is there anything else we need to know here about this game? Doesn't look like it. Yeah, I think we're good to keep rolling here, friends, as Connor McDavid now has 19 points on his 10-game point streak. As be good to have Evander Kane back. I do agree with that. As here we go, face off inside the LA Kings. No, actually outside the LA Kings blue line. My apology. I got a little bit antsy there. Got a little excited. As this puck's going to be won back by the Edmonton Oilers opponent, the LA Kings. See, I fooled myself and then recouped rather embarrassingly. As the LA Kings rolling around the zone here. 9:08 to go here in the second period of play. They're working back to the blue line. The LA Kings through traffic. Cut off there by Connor McDavid, who will slice and dice inside his own zone, trying to get to the far side for Bouchard to make the pass out of the zone and get the zone exit as Bouchard almost zone carries out. As here's McDavid down the right wing, back to Bouchard. Bouchard's had a couple activations here today as well where he's shot the puck on net rather confidently compared to, some nights he seems a little bit hesitant or maybe not as well as he has in the past. As McDavid's hustling back on the attempt on the defensive recovery as Stuart Skinner got wiped out, but the Oilers didn't end up getting scored on. That's a huge stop there with 8:26 to go here in this second period of play. The puck's flipped up over top of Darcy Kemper, who will see it come back now near side for Lafreniere, and ultimately worked back in by the Oilers for a brief moment. Fiala, 20-plus goals in 6 of his last 7 seasons. That guy has been an absolute menace for the LA Kings against the Edmonton Oilers in the playoffs. As this puck to the middle, nice play. Arvidsson scores. Yes, sir. Let's go. Let's go. Finally. That's what I wanted to see all day. Arvidsson on the one-timer scores the goal. And it's 3-2 for the Edmonton Oilers. Sorry, we don't usually celebrate goals that huge, but that's what I wanted to see today is Arvidsson gets the promotion back into the top 6 and finds himself a goal. And it all starts because of the good pressure by Bouchard and McDavid coming back against Fiala. And then Draisaitl just, I don't know what Draisaitl really did here. He just stole a puck and was able to outmuscle two LA Kings to it, and then Podkolzin the nice touch pass to Arvidsson for the one-timer. Sorry, I got a little excited there, just saying, but that's a huge goal for the Oilers. Arvidsson's 4th goal this year. Draisaitl's 29th assist. I think Podkolzin will be added to an assist. I think Sportsnet just screwed that one up, but what a play there by What a play by Draisaitl to cut off that puck, and then Podkolzin to, instead of shooting that puck, just pass it off and get it going. 7:55 to go in this third period of play, and the Oilers take the 3-2 lead. I mean, there ain't no one cheering for Victor Arvidsson more than I am, given the fact that really the first 16 games he didn't look at all himself, and now all of a sudden here over the past 2-3 he's really starting to come alive for the Edmonton Oilers. And a deadly top six for the Oilers, where you got Draisaitl and McDavid separated and scoring goals every single game. That does a lot for us mentally as Oilers fans, as this puck goes around to the far side, picked up again by Draisaitl, who's trying to feed Arvidsson. Arvidsson gets it back down low around the near side, activating his nurse on the pinch. It'll be picked up by the LA Kings. Nice jolt there by Podkolzin. Here's Draisaitl back now. Here's another shot for Arvidsson. Oh boy, he is just loading up against his former team today. Draisaitl is loving it. And they're just going to keep trying to feed Arvidsson all game long, it looks like. But hey, what a plan it is. He's got a goal already, so why not? Loving to see it. As two important guys in the top six scoring goals for the Oilers, Nugent Hopkins and Mr. Victor Arvidsson. You've got goals out of the top three lines today. That's big news as well. All three lines getting going there. And now here's the fourth line, a chance to try and impress the Oilers head coach, as Connor Brown trying to get back up to the third line by the end of the third period. As the shots this period, 9-4 for the LA Kings, and the Oilers have scored 2 goals here in this period, so keep that in mind. It's been kind of the shots when they're at a premium. That's when teams are scoring goals this game. As a round on the near side, Simon, welcome aboard. Yeah, the LA Kings were dummying the Oilers in that first period, kind of similar to what the Montreal Canadiens did to the Florida Panthers. But Florida obviously losing 4-0 to Montreal, so not in the same round. But here's LA firing a shot over the blocker to the far side, picking it up now. The LA Kings battle into the corner. Ty Emerson takes a weird path to it, and that somehow sprung up Matthias Janmark, as he'll come out of the corner to the far side, picking across the line. Connor Brown in the middle of the ice as it's off the pads. I don't even think that technically counts as a shot of Darcy Kemper's. Nice play down by Janmark to get it back to the blue line for Ekholm. The shot through traffic, blocked there. Ekholm's going to look towards the middle of the net. Drive backhand, and just about shoveled it top corner on the LA Kings goaltender Kemper. I mean, the Oilers are just pulling out all the stops tonight, aren't they? As this one will be around on the near side, as that's a nice pickup there by Ekholm off the bounce. Kind of came off the end glass, came near side on Skinner, and could have been dangerous if Ekholm didn't pick it up. As Bunny, it was a goal scored by Victor Arvidsson on a nice little one-time shot on a touch pass by Shirley Podkolzin. Good work by Draisaitl to knock that puck down inside the LA Kings zone, by the way. So here's Bouchard now inside the Oilers territory, dribbling it up through the middle of the ice. Henrique's back out there with the third line, as the Oilers feeling a little bit more comfortable in the depth guys here, now back ahead in this hockey game, their second lead of the game, as this puck's flipped into the middle of the ice. Edmondson out there for the LA Kings, working this puck around on the near side. Along the boards, it'll be bounced into the neutral zone. Fiala trying to have it not stripped away, and ultimately those board glass there along the LA Kings near side camera bays is kind of confusing there. There's just a little bit of a glare there based on the angle they've got the camera at, as this puck's across to the far side now. Nurse throwing a hit there on Gavrikov, separates man from puck, and the puck will go along the far side wall again. Nice play to the near side for the LA Kings, ends up on the stick of Jeff Skinner, and now Darnell Nurse is going to carry alone all by himself into the far side corner. Picking it up now, the LA Kings will come out from behind their own net, around to the near side. Nice play there to get it down deep again, right onto the tape of Brett Kulak. The LA Kings, well, I keep saying nice plays. The LA Kings really aren't mustering much here through the middle against the Oilers, but this time the Oilers turn to do as such and ice the puck. So it's been an interesting go here in this second period to play a much improved effort, as that was Matthias Ekholm just unable to get it elevated over the pad of Darcy Kemper. 13 minutes of ice time for Mr. Matthias Ekholm tonight so far, so he's carried the load out there for the Oilers so far. I don't think the Oilers have taken a penalty in the game either so far tonight, so that's a good bonus, as well as there's only been really the two power plays, or the one power play so far, as this one goes down into the Oilers' offensive zone. Is nice play by Nugent Hopkins to get around to the far side. Battle out there by LA, and it'll be fired back into the Oilers zone. Am I correct on that? I'm going to check that. Yeah, well, basically Alex Lafreniere is the only penalty so far in the game. We'll have another icing call against the LA Kings. And, petting the cat when I went upstairs. You can see I'm sitting here scratching my nose. It was a bad mistake to make, as it always is on the live streams. Always think, oh, kitty, 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 nice little kitty. And then, sit there and start scratching my nose in the live stream, and things start getting itchy on me. Love it, as this one's going to be picked up near side. Kulak's going to fire the shot to the far side corner, trying to find Draisaitl on maybe an opportunity to set Arvidsson or Podkolzin up in front as this puck scrambles around the boards. Both teams battling for it there, trying to come away with this puck. Upending the player was, I think, Arvidsson, but no penalty upcoming as Bouchard will come up with this puck. He'll roll to the far side, tapped across the line for another icing call against the Oilers. 3:22 to go here in this second period of play. So, friends, if you haven't already, I forgot to mention this here off the hop of the live stream. If you haven't already left a like on the stream, definitely make sure to do that. We're closing in on, 20 now today. So, like I said, slow game, but that's where we're sitting at. We're just about to the 20 mark. And Chris, the scoreboard on the screen, does it update automatically with the timer? Yeah, basically the scoreboard is just a live feed of what Sportsnet has on their website. It's just a little bit of a streaming technique I've been able to use for the past several years. So definitely it updates as Sportsnet website updates, I guess would be how to put it. As a nice play there by Arvidsson. Gets it going back now near side for Bouchard. Bouchard's going to see it worked out of the zone here. Near side pass, picking it up. Draisaitl backhand across to Bouchard. He'll leave it there for Podkolzin over to Arvidsson. Near side wing. So there you go. Arvidsson, the former King, has also scored against his former team today in this action. So now we don't have to feel as bad about Foegele scoring against us. But Foegele does have a 2-point night. So let's make it 2 here for Arvidsson, as the Oilers completing a line change inside the offensive zone. Arvidsson wraps around the boards down low to Corey Perry as the fourth line comes across the line here for the Oilers. The shot from the outside to the middle of the ice. Here's Perry loading up another shot. Couldn't quite keep the handle on it, and it'll be worked back the other way as Darnell Nurse collides with the linesman. And Bouchard will gun it up the boards here for Perry across to the far side, looking for Connor Brown, who had the defenseman Mikey Anderson fall down for the LA Kings. That could have been a fortunate break for the Oilers if they would have been able to handle that puck. The puck deflects off the broken stick inside the LA Kings zone that I forgot to mention. This comes now near side for Matthias Janmark. He'll leave it there for Connor Brown and then push forward against the attack as this comes Corey Perry behind the net, picking it up. The LA Kings around the near side, rolling out into the middle of the ice. Across the line, Quinton Byfield making some moves to the middle of the ice, cut off ultimately by Janmark and Perry, who will chip in right on Darcy Kemper. We've got 1:34 to go here in this second period of play. 18-15 the shots for the LA Kings up through the middle of the ice. Ekholm will come up with that puck for a moment to allow Kapanen to fully come up with it, as Jeff Skinner will work across the line now and try and get it deep into the zone. Here's Adam Henrique. Henrique around to the near side. Back to the blue line now. Kapanen leaves it there for Ekholm. Ekholm down low into the corner again. Kapanen goes chasing after it. Henrique picks it up. Henrique and Emberson play pitch and catch, and ultimately Henrique bobbled it a little bit there, so it ends up coming back across the line for Kapanen. And on that scramble of a shot and still got it on, Kemper just made the good save, as the Oilers continuing pressure here with the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, eighth line, whatever the heck's out there right now, as you've got McDavid, Kapanen, and Nugent Hopkins out there kind of rolling around inside the offensive zone. The Oilers are just absolutely dominating play here in this second period overall. They've scored 2 goals. They've obviously played a lot of the past 10 minutes inside the LA Kings zone and really done well here controlling play in this second period. Yes, LA's had some shots, don't kid me there. But behind the net, a strong play for Hyman. Couldn't do it, as now McDavid will load up. Nugent Hopkins again, shot through traffic, bobbled there a couple of times, goes to the far side point, and we're going to have a stoppage in play for a hand pass or something inside the LA Kings zone. Kapanen, what an addition he has been for the Edmonton Oilers this year. I mean, hard-working guy. Love that he gets to the net. Love that he's always around it. Kind of the similar mold of Brown and Zach Hyman, where he just battles for pucks, battles for possession, and really does a good job initiating contact when and if he wants to. So 8 minutes and 36 seconds of ice time for Kapanen so far in the game. He is well on his way to having a 13-minute, 12-minute kind of night, as LA is going to fire it down inside the Oilers zone. There might be enough time left for icing. It fluttered into the corner, and that will do it for the second period, friends. Thank you for being aboard so far through 2 periods of play. I'm going to go upstairs, suck on the halls, and try to clear things up for a few minutes here. I'll be right back. But again, in the meantime, if you are new to the channel, I don't know how many of you are new to the channel on a Saturday afternoon live stream, but consider hitting that subscribe button. Stay tuned. Second period intermission coming right up. All right, second intermission. Let's do this. The Oilers control the game now 3-2 after what was a wild second. I've been messing that up all day. Second period of play. It's been awesome to see the Oilers obviously come up with a good effort here. In that second period of play, it was kind of concerning, not sure if they were going to pull through with necessarily the effort they needed to win today's game based on that first period of play, but they end up ultimately coming up with a very good effort in that second period, started by the early power play goal and then really just hammering on from there. And coming up with a 3-2 lead by the end of the game's second period. Elliot Friedman talking about things here before Hockey Night in Canada tonight. He'll have Saturday headlines, which of course we'll have to check things out, as Alex Ovechkin is expected to suit up with the Washington Capitals tonight against the Toronto Maple Leafs. That will be a big one for sure for them. As we go here, friends, I don't know if there's anything really much else that we need to mention here on the broadcast portion side of the live stream. I think we go recap the goal scoring. Why not? Let's do it. Let's go do it. I do have my audio on, right? Yep, we do. Okay, good. Let's go recap the goal scoring portion of the hockey game, then we'll recap the stats and see where we sit after 40. Kasperi Kapanen from Connor Brown and Ty Emberson, the goal scorer, to start things off in today's hockey game for the Edmonton Oilers. Quinton Byfield from Warren Foegele and Brant Clark got the game tied, and then it was Warren Foegele on that poke check from the slot that kind of made things a little bit questionable, you could say, for the Edmonton Oilers coming out of that first period of play. Of course, always the sting, the ex-Oilers scoring against us. Ryan McLeod, talk about ex-Oilers. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins then, to start the second period, Connor McDavid, Zach Hyman, the assists on the power play, low blocker shot, beauty, signature Ryan Nugent-Hopkins to tie the game at 2, and then about, what do you want to say, about 9 minutes later, Victor Arvidsson on a beautiful effort from Leon Draisaitl and a touch pass from Vasily Podkolzin scores the 4th goal of his campaign with the Oilers against his former team, and by the way, gives the Oilers a 3-2 lead. So you love to see it. It's 19-18 in the shot department for the Oilers after 40 right now as well. 15-9 the hits for the LA Kings. So the Oilers, they continue to get almost doubled up in that category, but the nice part here is you really just got to appreciate the fact that the Oilers are throwing more than 5 hits a hockey game, which is nice to see. 26-18 the face-offs for the LA Kings. The Oilers, the only team to go to the power play so far today, 1 for 1. The LA Kings, 13 giveaways to the Oilers, 10, 5 and 5 the takeaways, but the big number in the block shots column, 12-5 the block shots for the LA Kings. So the Oilers have been at it all game long here against the LA Kings. So we'll see if that holds to be true the rest of the way home here in today's game. As well, I think we got to take a quick check to see where we're at with all the other scores across the NHL today. Right now, the game's going on. You've got Seattle versus Vancouver. Vancouver's up 3-1, missing both Petey and Hughes. You got the Oilers up 3-2, as I mentioned. You got Philadelphia and Anaheim tied at 1 apiece, and then at 5 o'clock we kickstart the evening slate. But Montreal beats Florida 4-0 as well in today's action. So that's where we currently sit going into what is this rest of the second period intermission, friends. I think the Oilers definitely did themselves a lot of favors. It wasn't so easy to talk about after the end of the what was first period, but it's a much easier game to talk about now following the what is now end of the second period. So hopefully for the Oilers, it continues to be that way the rest of the way home, and we can find a way to get 4 or 5 goals in the column here, really beat up on the LA Kings to some degree here in this third period of play, and then we really just walk home with a nice little victory here. That would be absolutely awesome if the Oilers could do that. Yeah, hopefully the Oilers get it going. So, Darcy, good evening to you. As we see some folks that just tuned in, I think we saw Bunny and Simon tune in there earlier as we kind of picked up steam there towards the end of that second period. A little bit of interesting things started to happen, right? The Oilers started to score goals, and anytime that happens, things start getting going. So the Oilers are up by a goal heading into the third period. That is what you need to know, that's for sure, as the Oilers desperately need to find a way to win today's game. Again, it just creates 3-point separation over top of the Kings. That's what's nice about winning today. Canada won this afternoon in the Spangler. They're tops in their pool, and they get a bye into the semis, led by captain Sam Gagne. You love to see it, as there's still a whole bunch of retweets about all that trade news, and of course, Leon Draisaitl's extended his point streak now to 10 games, meaning that he's got 21 points in 10 games straight here over the past little bit. As Podkolzin recognizes Arvidsson in the shooting position, taps it over, and it's an accurate release for his fourth. That play by Podkolzin, so underrated. It was a beauty of it, just a little touch. Put it on the platter for Arvidsson to shoot that thing back of the net, and away the Oilers go with what is now a 3-2 lead. I mean, love to see when the guys in the top six are working together and getting lots of goals. Victor Arvidsson, 55 goals over 3 different seasons with the LA Kings, and obviously all those seasons coming to an end at the hands of the Edmonton Oilers. You love to see that as well. The Oilers definitely doing themselves some favors here over the past 3 years, at least beating the LA Kings each year and advancing to the second round. They've had, over the past 2 years, a third round exit, a second round exit, and a Stanley Cup Finals exit. Oh my goodness, sounds like we're going to win the Stanley Cup today. Not today, this year, you know what I mean? But hopefully it all works out for the Oilers. There's still plenty of additions to be made to this team. Again, Nick Bjugstad, fourth line centerman. I would love to see Nick Bjugstad back with the Edmonton Oilers. Just the dynamic that adds to the Oilers, as we get Bob Stauffer on the broadcast now. And we'll see if we can just sneak a little bit of that audio. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it. Maybe I will over myself. But no, the furnace is going too loud. So, never mind. It was a good attempt, but for the Oilers, you know what? Good attempt in that second period to get ahead, and they did. And you know what? Now it just matters what the Oilers can do here in this third period of play. If the Oilers really show up and show out here in this third period, we're going to have ourselves a really good day of hockey. Nice day to take a day off from the World Juniors, sit back and relax. Tomorrow a little bit different, where we'll have the Oilers game, probably the first and second period of it, and then I'll sit back, relax for the third, and then we'll roll into Canada versus Germany in the nightcap of the World Juniors again, 5:30 puck drop there, so stay tuned, come back over for that. Would love to have you aboard for that. That's kind of the special presentation every Christmas, New Year's holiday season. So we're rolling around here is Quinton Byfield, getting things going behind the net for the LA Kings today. He's kind of been a little bit of a menace against the Oilers over the past few years, and obviously he kind of victimized Connor Brown on that play real bad. That actually demoted Connor Brown to the fourth line, so tough one there for Connor Brown, and obviously that allowed Jeff Skinner to get a little bit more ice time, but it hasn't really allowed Jeff Skinner to do really much more with the increased ice time today. So friends, I think I'm going to take a quick break upstairs again, just go grab another little bite to eat there, and be right back, and we'll start off with the third period here in a matter of moments. All right, well, we shall continue. For those of you just tuning in here, friends, we'll recap the scoring summary after 2 periods of play, just so as everybody's caught up to date with what's going on in a 3-2 Edmonton Oilers lead here against the LA Kings. Kasperi Kapanen started the goal scoring. Then the LA Kings rebounded and took the lead to end the first period with Quinton Byfield and Warren Foegele scoring the goals. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Victor Arvidsson end up scoring in the second period on, Connor McDavid and Zach Hyman on the power play. The assist for Nuge, and then Victor Arvidsson, Vasily Podkolzin, and Leon Draisaitl the assists on that one. So looking forward to seeing what happens, as the Oilers desperately need to come out of this second period intermission with one heck of an effort here in this third period of play. Just kind of put the game out of reach and put the game out of doubt, and just allow the Oilers to get the job done here today. So that would be huge. The better they play, the better off we are. So yeah, we'll see what happens in this third period of play. But right now, just kind of a tale of two different periods for the Edmonton Oilers, where they really were a solid team in that second period and then not so solid in that first period. So we'll see if they can kind of come up with a better effort here today against the LA Kings in the third period. So we're waiting to get this one back underway here against the LA Kings. There's really not much else to know. I mean, Stuart Skinner's had himself a pretty solid game so far. Things have been pretty good for him. And other than that, Latvia has played well again today at the World Juniors. That was a big one we needed to know. And also, don't forget, for Latvia, they've got 14 guys coming back to the tournament next year in Minnesota. So that's good to see as well. As we've got the 33 save shutout for Jacob Dobbs in his first career game. That's a moment he'll never forget. Shutting out the Florida Panthers nonetheless. Yikes. Just trying to check the social media feeds here and see what else we got. Is it looks like Latvia has gotten on the board at the World Juniors. They're down 4-1 against the U.S. squad. So, oh boy, here we go. Who knows what's going on. Could be an interesting finish to that game as well, just like it was Canada versus Latvia yesterday. A national embarrassment, some people called it. I will tell you, Latvia just worked their butts off. So good to see, obviously, the game go all the way to a shootout before we ended up losing. That at least maybe does the Team Canada squad some favors compared to maybe just losing straight up in regulation. But there's Jack Michaels and Louis DeBrusk talking about kind of the Oilers' goal scoring in today's hockey game so far. 2 beauty goals in that, second period. Victor Arvidsson's goal, he was dancing around on that one. Well, I was dancing around too, celebrating that one. That was a huge goal for the Oilers, but just more so huge goal for Victor Arvidsson, who had been all around it today before scoring that goal. So here we go, face off at center ice as Stuart Skinner gets set to get things back underway for another period of hockey here for the Oilers. The final frame, hopefully no overtime today, would be fantastic. That would be awesome, as this will be a face-off at center ice. We'll start with probably the exact same lines we have had. The Oilers rolling out Draisaitl, Arvidsson, and of course as well Podkolzin alongside Nurse and Kulak. And they've even got little specialized spots on the blue line for Nurse and Kulak when Draisaitl's taking the opening draw now. 19:50 to go here in the third period of play. Let's close up shop, friends. We got a 19-18 shot differential here between the Oilers and LA Kings so far, as this puck's going to load up for Draisaitl. He's going to tap it ahead for Arvidsson, leave it there for Podkolzin. Podkolzin across the line. He gets taken down. No penalty upcoming. He looked around, maybe thought there might be a call. And this one's going to be coming to the near side as Lafreniere just couldn't hold on to that puck for the LA Kings, as Deneau's trying to tap this one down low. A pick up there by Lafreniere will fire back along the tape of Draisaitl, who just whacks at it a few times. Darnell Nurse drags it around to Brett Kulak. LA's a +10 differential in the third period for the Oilers. They're going to try and avoid collapsing here, up by a goal late in this hockey game. Already a minute off the clock before the Oilers even get into the LA Kings zone. The shot from the outside, gloved by Darcy Kuemper for his 17th save of the hockey game with 18:55 to go in this third period of play. As Draisaitl's talking it over with the referees, saying something to somebody. Jeremy, welcome aboard. TDF, welcome aboard as well. As we get things going here in this next face-off for Connor McDavid and company out there. Scored 3+ goals in 14 of the last 16 games have the Oilers. One more goal adds to their differential here as the shot from Ekholm comes from outside the line there, it looked like, but it was ruled onside as the pass down to the near side boards here. Nugent Hopkins battling Hyman. Sorry, friends, give me a sec here. Give me a sec. Okay, we might be good now. My apologies. This nasal congestion thing is not for the faint of heart, it would appear. Puck around the far side now. Here's the LA Kings able to exit their own zone. They're going to tap it back inside the Oilers' end. Evan Bouchard with the puck as the Oilers complete line changes at the bench. Here comes Kapanen, who's been a goal scorer in today's hockey game. Along the near side boards, both teams battling for the puck. Freed up there by Jeff Skinner, who goes across to Darnell Nurse. Or I think that's Darnell Nurse back there. As the puck's rifled ahead this time, no matter what, by the left shot D-man for the Oilers. To the far side off the glass it goes as the Oilers try to keep this one on. Nurse was at the blue line. I was correct, as here's Foegele across the line now, looking to make the play onto the tape. The Kings fire the shot, tap it right in front and score. Just like that, the LA Kings come back, and Quinton Byfield and Warren Foegele have combined for yet another goal here in today's game. 17:28 to go in this third period. Sportsnet puts a goal in the column for the Oilers. That's incorrect, but just a little bit of a mismanaged play there by the Oilers, committing to that puck a little bit too much in the LA Kings zone, and then Foegele over the pass. I don't think actually Byfield touched it at all. Foegele made the pass near side to Spence, and then Spence on the doorstep there as nobody really ties up Jeannot, who's just standing all by himself. Henrique just forgets what he's doing there, and it's an easy tap in back door against Stuart Skinner. So 17:28 to go here in this third period of play. We're back to evens, 3-3. The LA Kings continue to be a good third period team, it appears, as this puck is worked out by the Oilers back into the LA Kings zone for an icing call with 17:15 to go in the third period. Jeannot's 5th goal this season, so he's having a bit of a bounce back here. Spence and Foegele's 11th assist of the year. So Foegele having a 3-point night against the Oilers, that's pretty comical. We pretty much knew that was going to happen, as this one's worked now by Kulak off the face-off around the far side boards. Oilers better get in gear like they did in that second period. Here's Emerson leaving it. Now near side for Janmark. Janmark's going to roll up along the wall, try and leave this one to a free area for Brown. Instead, it's going to be chipped out. Brown with a nice deflection keeps Byfield away from being able to go on a breakaway, as Kulak's still being harassed there by Byfield, trying to keep it inside the zone, as this is going to be worked back inside the LA Kings territory briefly. It's going to be a stoppage in play, it looks like, against the LA Kings. Not sure what the penalty is or what happened here. As the Kings looking on the bench here, Jeannot's going to go to the box. So Rome will update you on who's all scored for the game so far. It's Kapanen, Byfield, Foegele. That was 2-1 after 1. Nugent Hopkins, Arvidsson, 3-2 after 2. Tanner Jeannot just recently scoring here for the LA Kings. So we are going to get this going here in this one. Now, hooking call against Tanner Jeannot. Where was that? Right there, I guess, against Connor Brown. That's a weak call. But Brown wanted it, and he got it. So here we go. Power play opportunity now for the Oilers. Bouchard down low to the near side for McDavid. McDavid passes it off to Draisaitl. A shot through traffic, tipped in front there by Hyman, goes wide, and it's shoveled out into the neutral zone by the Oilers. as they will get going back the other way on the clearing by the LA Kings. A nice play there by Mikey Anderson to take task to Connor McDavid. Here's Stuart Skinner of the Oilers power play. 1 shot, 1 goal, 1 for 1. As here's Bouchard working up through the neutral zone. Bouchard over to Draisaitl. Draisaitl down the middle lane across to the far side. Pass in front for Hyman. Denied by Kemper. What a save right there as Darcy Kemper stretches out to stop that puck. 16:05 to go in this third period. Hyman had a glorious chance to untie the game again for the third time for the Oilers, but just couldn't quite do it, as Hyman also ate a stick or a punch or something up high. And then Draisaitl ends up going over to McDavid, over to Hyman, and just the beautiful doorstep touch there Hyman has. Just couldn't quite convert as it'll be worked back to the blue line. Here's Bouchard, the shot from the blue line. Save made by Kemper again. 16 minutes to go in the third period. Time winding down. The LA crowd has come alive at Crypto.com Arena. So that's a bit of a problem for the Oilers at this point, is the LA Kings faithful. They can be quite something, but the Oilers also have a lot of experience at quieting that crowd inside that arena. So we'll see what happens here. Face off down again. Draisaitl scrambles it up. Hyman wins it back to Bouchard. Bouchard over to McDavid. McDavid's stutter step. He's going to make the pass down low around the net, and then he's going to pass to the far side. Draisaitl just unaware that was going to find its way through, unable to cash it in. 15:44 to go here in this third period of play. 57 seconds remain in the power play for the Edmonton Oilers as Draisaitl across to the far side, tapped out there by the LA Kings. Bouchard is going to get things going in a positive direction again for the Edmonton Oilers here on this next attempt into the zone, as Bouchard sees it worked there to Draisaitl. I don't know what Bouchard was doing. Just kind of left there now. Byfield trying to be pesky and steal that puck away, as will be worked now by Nugent Hopkins. Draisaitl 151 career power play goals as everybody line changes here for the Oilers. Getting out from behind the net now. Nurse around to the far side, picking up steam. Shot fired in by Jeff Skinner around to the near side for Corey Perry. Perry along the boards there takes Mikey Anderson into the wall and is trying to steal the puck away. He does, as Perry gets tied up immediately then by Gavrikov. Skinner out behind from the net, goes to the near side boards for Ekholm, as this is going to be now Darnell Nurse getting it to the front of the net. Skinner, a backhand opportunity on net as Kemper swallows it up, and that will be a stoppage in play with 14:32 to go here in this third period of play. Sorry friends, I am not at my best today, a little still under the weather as I have been most of the holiday season so far. So just a good looking opportunity there for Zach Hyman on that power play. That was the best chance of the power play, and it's already gone and been gone. But for the Oilers, 14:32 to go here in this third period of play. They got to get work done as Victor Arvidsson comes out to take the draw against Kopitar. And he's talking things over with the official here, as there's Arvidsson trying to scramble this face-off up. It's going to be a nice play there now for Emerson to get it down low, but that will pretty much do it here for the Oilers. Offensive zone time, maybe not. Puck hopped off the side of the net on a bounce, and Kopitar had to fish it out rather quickly to try and get it away from danger as Janmark tries to flip it down low. He can't do it. Emerson didn't hold the zone. The Oilers just trying their best to keep the attack alive here in this third period, where they've already given up the tying goal. As Arvidsson right to the attack, he poke checks it free. There's a penalty upcoming against the Oilers. The meltdown might be on here. Not scoring on the power play, immediately giving up another power play, and here across the line of Fiala, looking now far side. Kopitar back to the blue line, back to Fiala it comes, or sorry, Kempe it comes. This goes over to Kopitar. Kopitar in front, tap to the side, and nice strong stick of Janmark, or sorry, maybe even Arvidsson will stop this play here dead in the Oilers zone. So a high stick for Arvidsson on Spence. That's a tough go, and the Oilers will go to the penalty kill here for the next little bit. As we go here to see where we're sitting at, we are almost to that 100 hours on the stream, friends. Thank you for being aboard here today. I'm going to take another quick second to go blow my nose. All right, let's get this going. We're back, rocking and rolling, friends, as we're just about to the conclusion of this hockey game. 14 or less minutes remaining at this point. Still battling the nasal congestion that's been kind of haunting me throughout the World Juniors so far this year, but I appreciate you guys hanging out and spending your sleepy Saturday afternoon with me, as it's been a slow game at times for the Oilers, a fast game at others, and a game in which the Oilers, well, I wish they were faring a little bit better. Is 19 shots for the LA Kings, 3 goals against for the Oilers, and the Oilers 23 shots and 3 goals against for the LA Kings. So hopefully things start changing direction here a little bit for the Oilers in a matter of a few minutes. It'd be nice to see the Oilers get back to the old score column here in this third period before giving up this, shorthanded goal that could potentially be upcoming here. As a power play goal for the LA Kings would probably put the crowd right on top of the Oilers if they're not already. So the Oilers desperately seeking to make sure they maybe even get a shorty. That would be good. Here we go. 13:38 to go. Motion off the face-off. We'll redo things here one more time as Quinton Byfield's going to drag into the face-off dot. Instructions for him. Penalty to Arvidsson for high sticking, as this will be back into the near side corner, and the clear for Emerson back to the blue line is cut off by Clark, and the Oilers then on his throw to the middle will throw it down low again. Like I said, the LA Kings power play has not been very good, as this now a chance for Clark over to the near side in his own zone, loading up Kopitar over to the far side for Byfield, picked up by Arvidsson inside his own zone, hands it right onto the tape for Byfield, as this will go back to the blue line, far side, picked up now by the LA Kings near side. Kempe is going to look to pass the shot over, and it's a little bit of a distraction tactic by the Oilers, just standing still, and the LA Kings unable to get things going. Block shot in front, the Oilers scoop it back to the blue line. That's 2 failed zone clears here so far on this power play. 45 seconds already gone. Loading up the one-timer. Save made by Stuart Skinner as Matthias Ekholm goes back to the near side or far side boards, and this will now be Kempe loading up the shot. Again, a save made. Friends, I am struggling here today. I haven't struggled in a while, as the Oilers just failing to clear the zone here on this penalty kill, as Nugent Hopkins ties up and as Ekholm helps out, as well as Emerson's going to keep battling here, as this will now be a chance for Nuge to throw it down near side boards inside the LA Kings zone. Everybody changing, everybody's miscommunicating out there, and this one will be battling along the wall, picked up and fired down in to the LA Kings zone, as this will be picked up with 20 seconds remaining on the power play. Across the line, the LA Kings exit their own territory. Turcotte tries to get across the Oilers zone, and that is poke checked away by the Oilers penalty killers. 10 seconds to go. The Oilers just trying to escape here now inside their own zone. Near side pass over to Kulak, keeping it going out of the zone. The Oilers have killed the penalty just like that. 11:37 to go, and the Oilers escape rather well. 2 shots against on that power play. 1 really good chance for the LA Kings, and that's about it, other than a couple of failed zone clears there for the Oilers as it goes around to the far side for Ekholm. Bouchard battling here against the wall. Fogle will fire it back down to his old friend Ekholm. Ekholm's going to spin off the check there of the LA Kings forward Lafreniere, and it's going to work out back into the middle of the ice for Connor McDavid now, who's being hooked and whacked there by Lafreniere. No call up coming. The shot from Bouchard not coming over to the far side. It goes dry. Still will fake a wind. Pass over instead to McDavid. Nice, crisp, clean, hard pass there from Draisaitl, Ekholm leaves it there again for him. Draisaitl drags to the front of the net, is spun around back there by the LA Kings, and then a little bit of confusion there as McDavid got his stick held up one extra half second, and this will be worked now back into the Oilers territory. A big pass there from the LA Kings got right across the Oilers line, and Stetcher's now going to come to work here along the far side wall as the broadcast just went blank on my screen. Not really sure what's happened here. As it appears we'll come back to action with 10:25 to go here in this third period to play. Stetcher along the wall there will get it over to Podkolzin. McDavid, Podkolzin, Kapanen on the ice right now for the Oilers. Both teams battling along the boards there. That's where those fake boards kind of blur out for the Oilers. And again, just lost the stream again. Not sure what's happening here. Some kind of trouble from the transmission truck or something in LA, as McDavid will come out from behind the net. As this will be McDavid leaving it now for Stetcher. 9:48 to go here in this third period. Stetcher trying to lead out from behind his own net, waiting for his teammates to support as Darnell Nurse goes to the far side. His pass meets Kapanen, leaves there for Podkolzin. Podkolzin across the line will get it onto the tape for Nugent Hopkins, as the lines are all kinds of scrambled up here for the Oilers right now, as I don't know if it's just coming out of the penalty kill or what, as here comes Podkolzin kicking it along the boards, trying to get this one down low behind the net for Nugent Hopkins. Nuge back to the blue line here for Emberson. Emberson will be taken in hard, and that will be a big couple of hits along the boards here, as this will be Kopitar battling along the near side boards, trying to get this one down low into the Oilers zone. Kopitar near side boards back to the blue line. Shot goes up and out of play with 8:55 to go, and I need a break because I am struggling here. Need a sip of water. As that was a good little sequence there on the power play for the Edmonton Oilers, the penalty killers there, once they kind of started killing that penalty in the back half. But those zone clears that were not so crisp were starting to haunt my nightmares, and obviously that Kempe shot was a good one for the LA Kings. Friends, welcome aboard. Sorry, I am in sad disarray. Unfortunately, the old nasal congestion has won the battle today, so that's where we're at. I'm going to quickly take a second, though, to run upstairs and just go refill the water bottle. I know I don't have enough water to get through the rest of the period. All right, let's rock and roll, friends. Back to action here. 3-3, 8:55 to go in this third period of play. LA Kings back to the blue line, waiting to get things going. As this to the near side, pass in front. Beautiful looking opportunity for the Kings as they fire another shot from the point. And that puck just cannot hit the net for them. 8:40 remaining here in this third period now, as time continues to wind down on both teams. And a split in the points here would not be a good thing at all. A 3-point game would be a little bit of a disaster for the Oilers. Arvidsson over to the far side for Perry. Draisaitl now working back to the blue line. Here's a shot from Bouchard coming down the right wing to Draisaitl. Draisaitl kind of passes that puck to no one, and then it takes a weird hop and ends up in the stick and area glove of Kemper. So he makes the save. Hey, now welcome aboard. Glad to see you make the stream as we get things going here. As we wait for this one to get back underway here. As we will get things going for a face-off inside the LA Kings zone. As we'll have Kopitar against Connor McDavid, as the face-off probability never in favor of Connor McDavid. Rarely ever in favor of Connor McDavid, maybe. 8:13 to go as time continues to wind down. Like I'm saying, in this third period to play, pucks off the end wall for an icing call. As that will be another face-off opportunity in the offensive zone for the Edmonton Oilers in a 3-3 hockey game right now. So we'll see what happens here. Is 8:08 to go in the third period. Face-off to the right of Kemper. As this Connor McDavid trying to get that going. He can't do it. Puck to the near side. The LA Kings will work out back into the neutral zone. This onto the tape of the Oilers now in their own end. Bouchard, Ekholm, pitch and catch, far side. As now Ekholm comes through and might have just iced the puck himself with 7:50 to go here. As this puck all of a sudden just starts taking its time to find its home. As we're starting to see things get a little bit slow here in the middle part of this third period. Waiting for this hockey game to come to a conclusion here. Is obviously now is where it's been a good hockey game, but it just doesn't feel like the intensity is really there in terms of the excitement and anticipation level. I know it's 3-3, but it feels like one of these teams should have this going. As the Oilers 3-3, 7:50 to go here in this third period of play. 8-2-2 record in 1-goal games this year are the Oilers. 5-1-5 are the LA Kings. So again, they're good at holding on to the final few minutes of a hockey game. As this one's going to be worked back inside the LA Kings zone, bounced up off the boards near side, and it'll be worked back over top of the LA Kings at their own blue line. So that allowed the Oilers to come up with the puck, as the Kings will work to the far side, working across the line, cut off there by the Oilers. Across now Kempe in on net, fires the shot towards, it's blocked there by the Oilers again, as this one will be worked, shot fired, save made there by Mr. Stuart Skinner, and that was just a heart pounder there for a second. Mustafa, good day to you from Istanbul. Glad to see you tuning on aboard. And Barbershop saying Christmas break sucks. So I don't know. I've had a pretty good Christmas break so far. Time off work. Oh, that was a block shot by Mr. Matthias Ekholm. Never mind. That's a huge block shot by Matthias Ekholm. And I mean, realistically, too, Will Ferrell, is he even at the game? I haven't seen Will Ferrell yet today. Is he sitting somewhere in the stands that I should have realized he was there? Good question, as we get the chat going here. For obviously the chat's been zipping along a little bit, but it's mostly been just a few times in a row. So here we go. Puck along the near side boards. Fogle trying to battle. Puck will hop over the sticks of the LA Kings at the blue line. And now we're inside the last 7 minutes to go here in this third period. Hyman picks off a pass. Hyman's hustling down the right wing, as this will go off the end wall, and Hyman got taken out. Good old Bush Canadian English right there. 6:20 to go here in this third period of play, as this puck's going to be ripped along the wall. Ended up hitting nobody, and it comes back inside the Oilers zone for the Oilers to try and get going. Here's Henrique up over top, as it appears the third line has been reunited here late in this hockey game, as Janmark, Henrique, and Brown are out there together for a late shift. Puck by the LA Kings goes right in on Kemper, and he just used himself as a little bouncing board, as this one will be worked to the far side by the LA Kings inside their own zone near side. Now the pass through the neutral zone. Deneau across the line to Fiala, near side boards, high zone, as they'll fire down to the far side inside the Oilers territory. Sorry friends, I can barely breathe here. This one's going to come up through the middle of the ice, and Drysdale just decides to turn back, as this one will be picked up now by Stetcher back inside for the Oilers zone as Drysdale tries to get through the middle. The LA Kings kind of starting to suffocate the Oilers here with the 1-2-2. Here's Arvidsson firing a shot off the side of the net on the full slap shot, and then Podkolzin just couldn't drag to the middle, and Drysdale kind of abandoned play there a little bit too soon, as here's an opportunity for Emerson to keep it alive. He does. Drysdale driving into the zone, leaving it there for Arvidsson. Pitch and catch the short side shot, and Kemper makes the save. So, Kurt Felon, welcome aboard as well, as we see everybody joining aboard from the international side here. As I know we've had the World Juniors on the stream the past few days, so if you're joining from that, appreciate you hanging out here today. And as well, talking about paparazzi pictures of Demi Lovato and Will Ferrell together. Oh boy. All right, we are rolling along here, friends. If you're just tuning in, wondering who scored the goals for both teams tonight, there's been 6 goals combined. Kasperi Kapanen, Quinton Byfield, Warren Foegele. It was 2-1 LA Kings after 1 period of play. Nugent Hopkins, Arvidsson made it 3-2 for the Oilers after 2 periods of play. And then Tanner Jeannot has made it 3-3 here early on in the 3rd period. We've got about 5.5 minutes to go, and we're just waiting for things to get back underway here between the Oilers and the LA Kings. I do want to say thank you for spending your sleepy Saturday afternoon with me. I know it's kind of been a slow day overall, and well, you know what, end all be all, we are up over 100 hours watched, so thank you for hanging out and spending your time with me today. Do appreciate that. As right, again, I didn't know what to expect for a Saturday afternoon Oilers live stream here in the middle of December, but I think my expectations were kind of blown out of the water there to some degree, so that's good. That's good. So, Sandra, good day to you as we go to here now to see what else is going across on the Oilers social media feeds here. I don't think there is anything else. As Hockey Night in Canada begins in 5 minutes on Sportsnet 360, so if you're looking to get towards that Toronto Maple Leafs game where Mr. Alex Ovechkin makes his return from injury, definitely make sure to do that. USA takes care of business against Latvia, winning 5-1. That's unfortunate. Would have really loved to see Latvia win another game and take down the US, because then the riots would have been on at the World Juniors if Latvia found a way to win 2 games against Canada and against the US. So welcome in if you're just joining, friends. We've got a little bit of a barn burner here late this 3rd period. The Oilers and Kings tied at 3 as Victor Arvidsson and Warren Foegele have factored primarily into action for the Oilers and LA Kings today, and then as well Kasperi Kapanen, another new addition for the Oilers, scoring a big goal to open the scoring today as Victor Arvidsson, 1 goal, 5 shots. He has absolutely been throwing every puck he can at the net, and Drysdale's been trying to set him up time and time again here. And 1 goal, 5 shots, 20 shooting percentage. I'll take it all day. This is going to be work now for Emerson in the zone. He'll play it over to Drysdale. Drysdale's going to drag over to Arvidsson. Arvidsson leads up for Drysdale as he'll turn back inside his own zone as we continue to just waste time here in this 3rd period of play. Across the line, looking to the middle of the ice, cut off there. Here comes Drysdale. The LA Kings had a little bit of pressure, didn't do much with it. Drysdale sneaks past Anderson, takes Kopitar into the boards, and then Podkolzin just could not quite handle the puck in the middle of the ice, and this will be tapped back in the middle of the neutral for the Oilers. The Kings will get line changes, so too will the LA Kings, as this will see what happens as this 3rd period comes winding down. The Oilers with good pressure there. McDavid busting through the coverage of Byfield. He's got the puck free inside the Oilers offensive zone. Here's Hyman, a shot through traffic. Save made. Nugent Hopkins didn't know where that puck was, thought it had been covered as Hyman goes into the corner rather hard. He's fighting Anderson for that puck. Those two are old combatants from a couple of playoff series over and over and over. As here's Bouchard now near side boards, back to the blue line for Ekholm. Ekholm with less than 4 minutes to go lets the shot go. McDavid tipped it up over top of the net, though, near side corner, and now a battle ensuing there along the wall. Ends up with McDavid coming up with it inside his own zone. 3:40 to go here in this 3rd period of play. McDavid dragging around inside his own zone one more time over to Ekholm as Brown takes flight for the Oilers. He'll see it chipped into the corner as Brown will come chasing after it, and unfortunately no result there as he'll see it worked out by the LA Kings back into the Oilers' end. Stetcher on the ice here with 3:20 to go in a 3-3 hockey game. Nurse and Stetcher play pitch and catch inside the Oilers zone, as now Nurse will carry it out of the zone. Lead up now for Matthias Janmark. Janmark on the ice here alongside Henrique and Brown. This line's been always good, as this one goes in front. Shot is saved by Darcy Kemper. Here come the LA Kings, as this one's going to come through the middle of the ice. Cut off there. Here's Henrique across the line. Henrique looking to make the play back to the blue line. Nice play there by the Oilers to keep it alive near side, as it'll go right in front back out to the zone there for the Oilers. That was a miscommunicated pass, and the Oilers have to retreat back inside their own end, as here's across to the far side. Stetcher will leave it there for Brett Kulak. Kulak leads ahead. 14 minutes offensive zone possession time for the Oilers this game. So, wow, crazy. But here we go as we go back now near side inside the Oilers zone to the far side. 2:18 to go here in this third period of play, and I just made the fatal mistake of touching my eyes after petting the cat today. As Corey Perry will go down low behind the LA Kings net. Anderson sees a battle along the wall. Turcotte trying to come up against Brett Kulak, as Turcotte loses his stick in his battle with Brett Kulak. Kulak lost his stick, and then there's a stick broken there on the same play as this goes along the far side end wall there. Nice play by Kemper to get that stick out of the middle of the area. Here's LA across the zone. Shot fired up over top of Stuart Skinner. He scrambles around in his own crease, and the puck will go down the length of the ice for icing with $1:39 to go in this third period of play. LA, Edmonton, dead tie right now, 3-3. Friends, if you're just tuning in wondering who scored the goals tonight, Kapanen, Byfield, Fogle, 2-1 after 1 for the LA Kings. Nugent Hopkins, Arvidsson, 3-2 after 2 for the Oilers. Tanner Jeannot made it 3-3 early on in this third period. As picking up steam now, the Oilers threw into the neutral zone. Anderson turns them back. He'll get the puck back from his forward support in Byfield as we go inside the last minute and a half of today's hockey game here in Crypto.com Arena, as there's a big scramble right in front of the benches. Two players were down. Ekholm kind of swallowed up the bigger part of that contact, I'm thinking, as this will go now for Skinner. Bouchard behind his own net. $1:07 to go here in this third period. Picked up now by the Oilers as they'll get it down inside the LA Kings zone. 54 seconds to go as Hyman wins a battle along the corner of Kemper's net and kept that puck alive for the Oilers, as this one will keep battling along the far side wall now, as both teams trying to come up with it here inside the LA Kings zone. 40 seconds before we head to overtime. We chipped out, knocked down by Brett Kulak. Kulak fires it in for the Edmonton Oilers, and this will now be near side. Leon Draisaitl, a shot from Hyman, a dangerous one there, as Draisaitl, Nugent Hopkins, and Hyman are on the ice here inside the last 20 seconds to go. LA one last rush up the ice here. That should give time for the Oilers to get one last chance, as well as Kulak holding on to the man along the end wall. Nice play by Draisaitl, ripping it along the boards, turning it over. High point, however, here's LA in on net. Gavrikov, the shot on Stuart Skinner, will be played off the wall, and just as expected, here's the last minute ticked off the clock. We are headed to overtime as the Edmonton Oilers see one slip through their grasp in the third period, at least for the time being. The Oilers do still have a chance to win this one, no doubt about it, but definitely 2 points in regulation against the LA Kings would have been the preferable destination here, as the Oilers will only be able to increase their lead on the Kings now if they win from 1 point to 2 points. So that's a tough blow to take, but we should be able to survive that. Tanner Jeannot, a huge goal early on in that second period. Now we'll see what happens here as both teams look to win in overtime. The Oilers' overtime record is pretty dang good this year. I like our chances. We do have the 2 OT losses, but we also have a ton of OT wins this year. So we'll see what the Oilers can muster up. Stuart Skinner getting ready for overtime here against the LA Kings. And we're getting ready to conclude this hockey game, which is now, it's taken about 2.5 hours from puck drop there to get to where we are here in overtime. So regulation was actually almost 2.5 hours exactly, which is not bad at all. Actually, not that long dragged out. But again, when you don't have Hockey Night in Canada going on a Saturday, it makes it a little bit easier. As this one's the highlights here of the Oilers in overtime scoring that goal for the San Jose Sharks game, and that was Draisaitl just again patting in one-timer on the right side, scoring past the goaltender for San Jose. Askarov, I think, worked himself a beauty of a game. That game kind of similar to what Feldberg did, for Latvia against Canada the other night. But where I'm going is we're going to get things rolling here for what should be a good chance for the Oilers to win this hockey game. I like our chances in overtime. As we'll see what happens here as we're still waiting for this one to get underway. Draisaitl kind of rocking the same similar beard I am at this point. Love to see that. Love to see that the beard for me is finally coming in nice and thick at this point of the year. Should be nice and bushy by the time we get to March, I'll tell you that. Here's Draisaitl getting set. I'm loving everybody chatting about the Canucks, but we still got to win a hockey game here before we can laugh at Vancouver today, because you'll know they'll be laughing at us if we blew this game against the LA Kings. As we're going to try and reset things here. Face off down for the Edmonton Oilers, and LA Kings is battling for possession. The Oilers are able to get it. Nice work there by Draisaitl to get it down low to Evan Bouchard. Here we go, friends. We're underway in overtime. Bouchard leaving it there for McDavid, rushing up the ice against the LA Kings. He's got a couple of them turnstile right on to the zone. Bouchard's near side option as he goes over to Draisaitl instead inside the LA Kings zone. Draisaitl leaves it there for McDavid. McDavid cutting, dicing, leaving it there for Draisaitl. Now a shot on net. Save made by Kemper. Good little testy shot. As here's Bouchard now dragging back out to center ice. This line's only got one more rush in them before I want them off the ice. As Bouchard right in front almost turns over the puck, has the stick whacked out of his hands, and then takes matters into his own hands against Foegele as the LA Kings come up with it. And this will be a stoppage in play. No, the LA Kings are just taking their time skating around out there. Here's Bouchard still on the ice. The shot save made by Skinner. The kicked out rebound, and then another save. Skinner just bails himself twice over with some good pad work, and that'll allow the Oilers to clear out to the far side boards. Draisaitl's going to head off for a quick line change. That gets Zach Hyman across the line for the Oilers with another option outside of McDavid on the forward score, as this one comes now near side. Pass to the far side. The shot coming in for the LA Kings ends up going forced around behind the net by a good play there from Nugent Hopkins, and this one will be forced back into the LA Kings territory. Brant Clark will lead up for the LA Kings across the line. Picked up now by Lafreniere. We're inside the first 2 minutes of overtime right now, as that's a nice shot save made by Stuart Skinner. Picking up steam now. Nugent Hopkins down the wing, leaving it behind for Matthias Ekholm. Over now, Nugent Hopkins rolling around the zone with Zach Hyman out there as well. Nice play by Nuge to just deaden that puck enough for Ekholm to be able to come up with it. I can't breathe. I'm trying to come up with words and stumbling up here. Hyman around behind the net now, picked up by the LA Kings out to center ice. Now the LA Kings come. Lafreniere has it poked off his stick by the opposing number 14, Matthias Ekholm. Near side, Nugent Hopkins comes back into the neutral zone, and now you got to get Connor and Leon back out there. Because Nuge and Ekholm have been out there for a long while. Here's Henrique in support now, back on net. Driving the net was the LA Kings, taking out Skinner, but he still made the save as Nugent Hopkins working over the man along the wall in Byfield. And now here's Henrique trying to come up with this puck for the Oilers, darting around the net. The LA Kings back to the blue line. The shot from the slot up over top of Skinner. This is about the best chances I've seen an opposing team have without scoring against the Oilers. 2 minutes to go here in overtime as the shot loading from Byfield, not coming. Ekholm still staring him down. He'll go out to the neutral. Ekholm hoping to go off for a line change as that will quickly get on the ice. Darnell Nurse out there for the Oilers as it looks like Bouchard and the top unit are going to take their time getting back on the ice here as the shot for LA scores. Byfield ends it. Tough. that as Skinner wants a piece of someone. Skinner's yelling at someone. Hold up here. I'm not going to sit here and say this game's over. If Skinner's talking something over with the referees, the Oilers are heading down the tunnel. Connor McDavid's coming over to talk things over with the referees as well. Hold up here. There might be some kind of late drama here as Skinner's talking things over with the refs, and Connor comes to grab him. So maybe not after all, friends. That will do it, I guess. After all, is Byfield loads up and gets on the attack, and I'm not really sure what the question mark there from Stuart Skinner is at the end of the day as Byfield comes through. And yeah, I don't know what Stewie was questioning, but apparently something, as Byfield comes in and rips it far side corner on. Oh no, that was no. That's what they were talking about. Is the this motion here from Byfield? Yeah, this motion from Byfield is what Skinner's upset about. So that will be a big topic after this game ends, I'm sure, for that. But for right now, friends, right now I'm gonna let you go. Thank you for being aboard here on the stream. I will catch you in a little bit for the post-game edition, kind of once we figure out what happens with that